Jay, because there's a team on the rise, in good form, and a team defending the title. So I'm really excited about being down here and sharing that experience with the viewers at home.
Yeah, I think C-grade cricket is as far as I've come out of this ground. It's awesome. It's amazing, and the feeling already. There's a crowd building. I can't wait to see this game. There's a true underdog at stake here today, just like last year, but Wang more than capable, and I can't wait for the matchup.
Just a little bit of rain falling on our noggins as we speak at the moment out on the Hello Turf at Lavington Sports Ground. You got the jacket on, Bobby. Gussie, me and Dan just, we've got the OMFNL polos on. So
I would like to say, Bob Jackson is wearing my jacket.
Correct.
So he's done his best work up in the broadcast box, and he said, who's got a couple of layers, because it is nice and fresh here on grand final day. Of course, typically the last couple of years, gents, we've had a fantastic weather with sunshine and sort of warm temperatures of 22, 23 degrees. Today we're expecting a top of 16 degrees here on the border. A little bit of a light sprinkling as we broadcast to you this morning, or this afternoon I should say, 45 minutes. And this will probably suit the players, I reckon. This is more like football conditions.
Yeah.
You shouldn't see too much cramping this afternoon.
No, that's exactly right. I ran into a couple of boys in the warm-up and spoke to them about the conditions, and they're comfortable with the temperature because it's not too cold for them once they get up and running, their heart rate gets going. But the greasiness might bring a different aspect to the game because the skills will really come out the play, with particularly the good players at the top end.
The two's just finished. Could it be a omen for the Wangaratta Rovers? They fell pretty heavily in the end by a very strong Lavington Panthers, who have claimed all football premierships so far. They won the thirds by about 13 points. Isaiah Robinson winning the Brett Kirk medal, kicking 5 goals in a best on ground performance. And in the twos, the Rovers were really poor, and Lavington ran away with a big victory. So they did win the under-17s netball, though, Bobby and Dan and Gussie. So hopefully, for their sake, the seniors can turn around the fortunes today.
Absolutely, and we have mentioned the weather on a couple of occasions. We might have to get an umbrella.
Getting heavier.
We might have to get an umbrella down here for Jason and our equipment. We'll tough it out here, but we might need to get an umbrella for the equipment, I think, because it is getting a little bit wet here in the middle of the Lavington Sports Ground. Of course, the Lavington Panthers have won the second premiership, as we just spoke about, and a big kudos to them. A really interesting game of football, Panda. I listened to the boys, Scott Montgomery, Robbie McKinlay and David Wink, who called the pants off the reserves grand final, described the opening term as the worst quarter of football they have ever seen.
Well, I tell you what, it's got to be a bit better than
that's stiff, isn't it?
It's got to be a bit better than the North Albury Wangaratta round 15 game, Bobby, for the first half, which was absolutely atrocious. Speaking of football, the Rovers, you can see on our vision, are coming out on the ground to warm up as we speak. Charlie Thompson just over there, Shag and Owen, my best on ground. Did Simpson medal prediction, but
and look at Wally. Wally's out there amongst
Wally's out there doing the running as well. Look at him.
Here's Wally.
This is an insertion if we've ever seen it. You're live on the stream.
Give us that, Bobby.
Hello, everybody. Fantastic day. What an amazing game this is to experience. It's just something that you just don't get in a lifetime, do you? Last time, it was an amazing day, and the boys are pumped, ready to go.
Now, Wally, you're the president. What the bloody hell are you doing out here on the ground?
I know. Just like being around the boys and getting amongst it. Smelling the liniment.
Go and get amongst it. You got to warm up those hamstrings, because you'll be doing
Good
the
on
rain.
you,
Wall. He's an absolute star, Wally Pasquale.
How's the insertion too, Bobby? Wally Pasquale loves the camera, doesn't he?
Yeah, he certainly does. The Rovers are here for the second consecutive season, gents, and I can't help but think they're better prepared for season 2025. We've spoken about the narrative on a lot of occasions, the build-up to the 2025 grand final. They went the long route in season 2024. They were battered, they were bruised, but now, Bobby J, they come into the 2025 grand final with the most perfect preparation. They've had 2 weeks off across a 4-week block. They come in with a fully fit list, and I can't help but think the Rovers are better positioned for this game than they were 12 months ago.
Exactly right, and the roles are nearly reversed from last year, where Yarrawonga come in as really red-hot favourites. Now and they fell over at the finals hurdle there, Vax. And this year, I can't help but think the Rovers will learn a lot from that experience.
Yep.
And they'll come in knowing that they're the favourites, but also be ready for what the Wangaratta Magpies are thrown at them, because they've thrown a lot of teams over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, they have. They've been the best team. They've been the most informed team come September, Wang Magpies. But we speak about Rovers. I think they're just going to keep it as simple as they can. We spoke to Kyle Raven before, the assistant coach, and it's really just a matter of we believe we're the best team in it. We prepare like we're the best team in it, and let's go out there and do what we do best. So we can read into all the how you prepare differently to other grand finals. I think Wang Rovers are the best team. Just go out and do it.
How do you think the preparation would have been this time around, Bobby, considering they're coming in via that second semi-final win? So they've had a couple of weeks. They've had 15 days since they've last played a game of footy. So clearly a completely different preparation. They had a compulsory Saturday session, I believe, at Euroa last week. So clearly a different run in. How do you reckon they would have approached it?
I reckon they would have been a little bit more controlled. They had control of their situation, control of their preparation. Knowing that they had 2 full weeks to prepare for a game of footy, it takes away the rush of being that grand final week where they might be going to have a few injuries early in the week, and then sort of try and prepare with one training session in the last couple of days before the grand final. So they had 2 weeks to prepare and really build and peak on the Friday before the grand final.
I think the thing with the Wangaratta Rovers this year is belief is the most important ingredient coming into a grand final. I know that inside the 4 walls last year they would have had belief, but let's be brutally honest, to the outside world,
we didn't give them a chance.
It was Yarrawongas and Yarrawongas to
Yes.
lose. So the fact they come in this year as the favourites, they come in with expectation and pressure, I think that's a challenge they're going to relish coming into this grand final this afternoon. And as if you needed a better excuse to get yourself up and going, they're doing it against their arch nemesis, the Wangaratta Magpies, and it's almost a case of deja vu. Not many people here this afternoon are giving the Magpies a chance. A lot of people that we've spoken to in the outer circuit of the Lavington Sports Ground are saying, it's the Rovers, it's the Rovers, it's the Rovers. It'll be one of the all-time boilovers if the Rovers get rolled. And I think if you put the shoe on the other foot, that's something the Wangaratta Magpies would be saying, bring it on. We got a free throw at the stumps.
We spoke about this actually before we even came on air earlier today. Would it be would it be as big a boil over than last year if the Magpies got up today? Personally, I don't think so, because the Rovers have lost 3 games. Yarrawonga had only lost the 1 at this stage last year, and they beat the Rovers by 70-odd points in that second semi-final. I don't think it would be as big a shock if the Magpies proved this all wrong today, Dan.
I tend to agree too, and then you add the narrative of the derby and anything can happen because they are arch rivals as well, so I'm not too sure about that. But for Wang Magpies, they've just got to keep on keeping on, I guess. They've been the informed team come finals, so they're just going to, hopefully their players get through today. Obviously there is a couple of walking wounded, but they're not going to feel it today as soon as they get out there, that's for sure.
Dan just touched on it, Bobby, walking wounded. How much do we read into the battering of the last 3 weeks for the Wang Magpies?
We spoke about briefly in our breakfast show this morning that they've got a sense of destiny, the Wangaratta Magpies. So I think that sense of destiny will get them so far in the game and get them into the game. So the injuries will probably, be an afterthought, I suppose. But I genuinely believe that the Wangaratta Magpies are a genuine chance today. They just need some things to go their way. And the Rovers, they're a machine. But machines tend to break down every now and then.
There's 9 premiership players and grand final winning players left in this Wangaratta Magpies outfit from the victory in 2022 over the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and their star players are the guys that know how to get it done on grand final day. Sharrick, Melville, Federico comes with grand final experience in the Northern Football League. Hunter Gottschling, Harry Smart, even some of their youthful players, Panda, they've been here on this bigger stage. You just have to look at some young guys that are in their lineup. And the natural expectation is how the Magpies youngsters are going to adapt to the biggest stage in local footy. Well, a lot of them have been here before, so they're going to take a lot of confidence and settle into the fact that these kids have been here before. They know how to get it done, and it's not going to be as daunting as what it might be for some other young players.
Well, Bobby, we've seen Max Bean kick 3 goals in the elimination final and kicked a torp from 60 after the three-quarter time siren. Blake Newton has been one of the finds of the final series so far. He's 16, turning 17 in December. So he kicked 2 goals, had 14 touches last week. He had 17 touches around half forward against Lavington. So I have so much belief. And we saw Jet Roberts. How many massive one-on-one crucial wins did he have in defence in that semi-final win over Lavington? So, look, I don't have any worry at all about these Wangaratta Magpie kids.
No, and they've had 3 big finals as well. Like, they've had real elimination final, first semi-final and prelim final. So they've got experience in the big games, but this is a different level again. Like, last week was a great atmosphere, great pressure. Murderful come at them hard after three-quarter time. All us boys were there to experience that, but they were resilient. Young Blake Newton put the game on his own boot and finished it. So there's a finals experience, but then there's grand final experience. It's another level. But I'm sure those guys that Gus just mentioned will get around those young fellas and share the experiences.
Dan?
Well, you nailed it, Panda. They've got depth. Like we talk about their weapons they've had throughout the year, and the common offenders, obviously Jackson Clark and Federico, but those guys that you mentioned, they're the ones today that are going to be the most important for Wang Magpies against Wang Rovers. So the amount of depth that they've developed in this second half of the season, super impressive.
Here in our pre-game show, thanks to Solar Plus Electrical on O&M Live as we build up to the bounce of the ball. Less than 40 minutes away from the Wangaratta Derby Grand Final decider. Of course, the ledger sits at 1 apiece in season 2025. Not much can be split between these two sides. But the only thing that I have great concerns about for this Wangaratta Magpies outfit coming in this afternoon is the health and the stability of their list. Last year, it actually paid dividends to the Rovers, bringing some guys in. But the Wangaratta Magpies, we know, are bringing in players that are underdone or carrying a niggle. Alex Federico copped a really nasty cork injury in the preliminary final victory over Myrtleford last week. Chris Knowles was battered, bruised, smashed, everything in between. He comes in with claret, probably still coming out of his nose after last week's prelim final.
It looked pretty poor on the bench before, Gussie.
We know he's got sore ribs, and the other one, the million-dollar question, is the fitness of Aidan Tilley. He looked to be moving really well last week, gents, before Nick Ferguson ran him down in a tackle in the latter stages of the fourth quarter, and he just looked to be a little bit proppy following that incident. So that, for me, is the biggest question mark coming into today for the Wangaratta Magpies, is can those three guys perform at the level required to win their club a premiership?
I think if you isolate all three of them, I think that you can overcome a lot of it. Like, I think, personally, if you look at Chris Knowles, I think he loves that sort of stuff. He loves that challenge, and if he's a little bit sore, he'll battle through, and we know that. And Federico, I believe he was carrying a corky last week. So, you know, as Monty said on the breakfast show as well, that could only take a day to get over. So, yes, we can look at, they are walking wounded, but they can recover really quickly, Wang Magpies, and I'll still give him a red-hot chance.
Matchups, Bobby, you're the matchup king. Does Jace McQuaid probably get first crack at Xavier Laverty, who's kicked 55 goals for the year?
Yeah, D-Vac and I spoke briefly before we come on air where the matchups where they lie, and I think you're right. McQuaid will probably go to Xavier Laverty first up. I think that's a pretty good matchup, and we sort of thought that the other matchup with Aidan Tilley would be Charles Ledger. I think he'll go there. Yep. That's the matchups in the forward 50 for the Magpies that we go with there, and then at the other end of the ground, Will Chrissy, I think the captain Michael Bordignon will go first there, and also we think Matt Grossman will go to Tommy Boyd first up. But the big question for me, boys, is who's going to go to Nathan Cooper if he lines up forward for Wangaratta Rovers?
I think it's Ryan Batten to start with. He's that lanky. Yes, clearly Cooper is a big, bustling guy. Like, let's be serious. His chest is as big as all of ours combined, and he's got strength. But I think they're going to give first crack at Ryan Batten. And then let's say if the Wangaratta Magpies forward line are getting out of control, they have the ability to swing Nathan Cooper into defence, which is what they did in the return derby in round 14, Gussie.
Yeah, and they did as a stabiliser to really shore up the victory and make sure they got the 4 points on enemy soil. Me, personally, I've got a different opinion. I think Nathan Cooper is going straight to Xavier Laverty today to nullify his impact on the game. In my opinion, if Xavier Laverty doesn't have a day out, 3, 4, 5 goals and really bring that X factor, I'm struggling to find a way that the Magpies can kick a winning score. They average 12.3 goals a game. That's going to be enough, in my opinion, to win you a grand final. But my problem that I have with the Magpies outfit is I think Xavier Laverty has to kick 4 or 5 of them. If he does that, they're a big chance of winning. But I think there's one man in the Rovers side that can completely shut him down, and that is Nathan Cooper. If I'm Xavier Laverty and I see Nathan Cooper walking to meet the first bounce, that's a win for the Rovers. Xavier Laverty's a young, confident, up-and-coming footballer. He's probably expecting Tom Boyd to go to him. But if he has Nathan Cooper walk up to him at the first bounce, and I'm Xavier Laverty, I'm going, oh, geez, I'm in for a big day.
And that's exemplified even more with the cloud over Tilley as well. If he starts forward, all of a sudden, even more onus is on Xavier Laverty. So it's a great call as well if Cooper goes to him.
In saying that, though, I think they'll give first crack at McQuaid, contrary to your thoughts, Gussie. He's a Team of the Year fullback now. He's played 4 games at Port Melbourne GWS this year. And I think on the 2 times he's played directly on Xavier Laverty this year, Laverty's kicked most of his goal when Jace has been off the ground. Only 2 direct goals have come against Jace McQuaid. So, look, it's a tantalising matchup. I can't wait to see exactly where Nathan Cooper goes, where also Jace McQuaid goes. You'll see the Rovers are walking off to the ground as we speak, back into the rooms. And the Wang Magpies, they're coming out for their warm-up now as soon as the Rovers are getting off the ground. So, look, I can't wait to see where the magnets are going to fall when 2:30 comes around.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things for the viewers at home, and good afternoon to everyone tuning in, on our live stream or on 1494 2AY 102.1 Edge FM. If you're not familiar with these two football sides, one thing I can guarantee you this afternoon is the battle in the engine room will be off its head.
Yep.
The Wangaratta Rovers have got a guy by the name of Brodie Philo, who is arguably the most decorated local footballer in the country. He plays 12 months of the year. He plays in our backyard. He wins league medals for fun, and he dominates up in the Northern Territory. He's the Rovers 6 on baller. So that just gives you a bit of an understanding about how stacked this Rovers on-ball brigade is. But make no question, gents, on the other side of the coin, this young up-and-coming Magpies outfit, yes, they're led by their stars, Sharrock, Federico, Melville and Clark, but the young and up-and-comers, Hunter Gotchling, he's a premiership player.
Yep.
And we can't forget about Tyler Norton, who is just one of the rising stars of this competition.
Yep.
He's put on size, he's added explosive pace to his game, Jensen. He's going to be a real weapon for the Magpies today as that defensive on-baller.
Bobby, 1 and 2 contested ball for the year. The Rovers average about 135 contested possessions a game. Magpies are right behind them. They're 1 and 2 contested possession. They're 1 and 2 clearance. So Gussie's right. I cannot wait. And especially with these greasy conditions, it's going to be hot in the engine room.
Well, we saw last week how good the clearance work was, particularly in the forward 50 for Wangaratta Magpies. I think they kicked 4 goals, 3 from stoppages inside the forward 50 last week, which was really dynamic and put pressure on the Myrtleford midfielders, particularly with the ruck duo they had and the midfield group they had as well. But also, a damning stat that I found during the week was the scores from turnovers, D-Vac. Like, I think they kicked 8 goals, 7 from turnovers, direct turnovers as well. So Wangaratta can make you pay if you make a mistake. So
and that's the secret ingredient to winning games of football. Really, with scores from turnovers is so big. Even in AFL, and it filters all the way down to Ovens and Murray, of course. So Wang did that perfectly last week, Bob.
Yeah. We talk about the midfield groups. Yeah, is Tyler Norton, is he going to go to Sam Murray or is he going to go to someone else? I feel as though he's got to play on an outside midfielder more so than inside.
I just think Tyler Norton's role will be a different one throughout the whole day. When he's in there, he'll go to their most damaging. And who knows who that's going to be because of the amount of options the Wangaratta Rovers do have at their disposal. Not too far away from our first break here on O&M Live pre-game. 5 minutes away before we go back up to the commentary booth. But a lot of talk, ladies and gentlemen, has been today and in the build-up today about the Wangaratta Derby Grand Final being played here at the Lavington Sports Ground. And we might get our camera operators today. We've got a fantastic array of them.
Yep.
Logan and Travis Cartwright, Danny Pinn. Of course, we've got Reese on the camera and Jason Mattering this afternoon, as well as Luke Chilcott from Wangaratta Indigo Computers to pan across the Lavington Sports Ground. Despite the fact we have poor weather this afternoon, the crowd have come out in their droves and the hill behind us is really starting to fill up. So even though we've got our biggest game of the season, 81 kilometres away from Wangaratta, the supporters have come out in numbers and the atmosphere here, guys, is really starting to build.
It certainly is. The hill is slowly but surely filling up. The netball program up the top there's starting to wind down a little bit, so we'll get the crowd from there to roll down onto the hill, and the grandstand and the corporate boxes are nice and full as well. So there'll be an atmosphere here. Just hopefully the weather just blows away and some sunshine comes out. We'll talk to Sinks in a minute.
Why don't you go grab him now before he goes off the ground? Why don't you go grab him?
We'll go grab him.
Grab the chairman, David Sinclair, and we can have a chat with him about what he thinks about today. Of course,
we'll get him on camera.
The thirds have won the premiership. The seconds have won the premiership for Lavington.
Watch the cables, mate. We'll throw that to you. David Sinclair, chairman of the SS&A Ovens and Murray. Welcome to Grand Final Day.
Yeah, thanks, Gus. Great to be here. So far so good. We've got. I'm pretty happy with the crowd.
Yep.
It's not going to break a record, but all things considered, 2 Wangaratta teams and just the weather factor, I'm really pleased with those who have attended.
And the Parade of Champions going around as we speak at the moment as well, of course. Aidan Johnson, he's the Grand Final ambassador this year. Sinkers, tell us about the decision to get Aidan back.
Yeah, well, we wanted to get someone that had a connection with the league, and look, there's plenty of guys down playing AFL now that have got that connection. Some of them still playing, and others have gone on their footy trips, etc. So Aidan was around, so we got him involved. But it's just awesome next weekend, AFL Grand Final, to have both Connor and Sean Manor playing.
Yeah.
And I just mentioned up in the corporate function, what are the odds on Sean doing the Did Simpson Dom Smith double?
I think if we can find a bookie to take a wager, we'll have a go.
Load up on it.
Enjoy Grand Final Day. Thanks for joining us here on O&M Live.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
David Sinclair, the chairman of the SS&A Ovens and Murray, joining us. Bobby, we might send you to go roaming because the Parade of Champions has kicked off, and we'll get Logan Cartwright on our mobile camera to try and track him around the hallowed turf of the Lavington Sports Ground. Gents, of course, we are not too far away from the bounce of the ball. Panda, we are less than 30 minutes away from the Ovens and Murray Grand Final getting underway, and this is when it starts to get exciting.
Yep.
The Parade of Champions kicks off, and we might take this opportunity now to cross to Bob Jackson, thanks to the Newmarket Hotel.
G'day, Jono. How are you, mate? The Cup Ambassador. What's that mean to you, mate?
Oh, nah, it's huge. It's just good to get back. I think it's a good crowd. I don't know, yeah, it's unreal, I guess. Yeah, it's good.
And your first AFL season, mate, under your belt. How's that all feel? How did all that wrap up?
Yeah, it was good. It was awesome. Probably not the way I really wanted to go, getting a few suspensions and stuff like that. But, yeah, it was unreal. Learned a lot. But, yeah, another big year coming up, so it'll be good.
Have you met the new coach, mate, Stephen King?
Nah, I haven't yet. I've had a few text messages with him, but, yeah, nothing as yet. He's focusing for next week. So, yeah, after that, I will, get in.
Well done, mate. Good to see you, mate. Enjoy the day.
Bob
there
Jackson,
you go, boys.
Doing some of his best work, and I can't help but think Bobby J just looks right at home in the back of one of those big Chevys.
I like you wanting to be in the front, though, Ari.
Don't worry. A big shout out to Alicia Toscaro from, of course, the team at McRae Motors. Great supporters of the SS&A, Ovens and Murray, and Aidan Johnson is going around the hallowed turf with the Premiership Cup in the back of the ute. And, of course, the Parade of Champions is making its way around. We've got Grace Hay and Sophie Hanrahan. They'll be doing the rounds, of course. Grace Hay, what a great story, Panda. The Tony Wilson medalist tying with Sophie Hanrahan, the young star from the North Albury Hoppers. She's probably a bit out of her comfort zone at the moment, but she's going to soak it all up.
Yeah, first time she's won the Tony Wilson medal. Joins pretty elite company at North Albury, and M. Brown, who's a four-timer, and Jackie Newton, who, of course, plays with the Melbourne Vixens, and she actually joined the girls during commentary today to Jackie Newton. So we're going to track back to Bobby Jackson. Who's he going to try?
I reckon that's our man, Shawnee Driz. He's got Shawnee Driz in the back of the Chevy.
I've got Gussie's boy, Shawnee Driz, here, mate. Congratulations on the Morris medal win the other night. How'd that feel?
Yeah, look, very surprised actually. I was a little bit shocked. I sort of felt a bit awkward sitting up there with them boys. They've had some great seasons, them too. So, no, very, very humbling. But yeah, no, it's good.
You're Gus's boy. You made him really, really proud, mate. He's taken a lot of credit for your season.
Yeah, look, I've got to get around him. He's a great man, Gussie. He's done a lot for me this year, and he's a great man.
Enjoy the day, mate. Well done.
Oh, I'm never going to get a better. I've done stuff all for him.
What have you done?
All I've done is just pump him up, Bobby, when he kicks goals. He's my man, Shawnee Driz. He'll be out here next year kicking snags for fun here on the pre-game show, thanks to Solar Plus Electrical. We thank them and all our fantastic supporters for their help in season 2025. Not too far away from taking our first break as the Parade of Champions make their way across. Panda, before we do so, we might recap on a couple of the winners and the Premiership team so far here on Grand Final Day.
Yeah, so in the under-15s netball, we saw the Wangaratta salute in the 15s. In the 17s, a little bit of an upset. The Rovers got over the Wangaratta in the under-17s. In the A-grade netball, the Wangaratta won their first A-grade Premiership, Dan, which is wonderful to see for Jody and everybody over at the Raiders. In the thirds football, Lavington, and in the seconds football, Lavington. So a good day so far for the Lavington Panthers.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and they're going to add to the atmosphere even more today here at the Lavington Sports Ground. But Raiders, their first flag in netball, unbelievable work.
Let's go back down to Bob Jackson, thanks to the Newmarket Hotel. I reckon that is Jack Zeeble.
No, it's Terry Burgess.
It's Terry Burgess. It's Murderford legend Terry Burgess, a Hall of Famer. How you going, mate?
Absolutely fantastic, Jacko.
Who have you got here?
This is my grandson Miles and my daughter Sky.
Yes, we know Sky. She's an O&M live favourite. How good's the day today, mate? Were you getting honoured the way you are today?
Not only me, but everybody else that's here today and all the previous people prior to this day to get acknowledged by the league just builds that history and reputation.
You've got that look in your eye, mate. You've got a couple more quarters left in you on Grand Final Day, have you?
Maybe.
Congratulations, mate. Enjoy the day.
Thank you.
Terry Burgess, of course, inducted into the Ovens and Murray Hall of Fame, and one of our very own, DJ Skybo.
Yes.
Sky Burgess in the back of the McRae Motors Utes. All right, gents, not too far away from rocking and rolling here at the Lavington Sports Ground. The Parade of Champions is underway, and Panda, I'm starting to get that little bit of a feeling that the stage is set for a blockbuster this afternoon. I'm starting to get the goosebumps and the hairs on the back of my neck standing up.
Well, it is cold out here, Gussie, and let's be honest, we're braving it with no jumper or jacket at all.
You could cut glass.
You could, but the Wangaratta Magpies are still out on the ground doing some warm-ups as we speak. I can see Brad Melville's got that left calf still really heavily taped. So we'll try and see how Cam Barrett's got that knee taped as well. So we'll see how some of those boys trot out in about 10 or so minutes time, because they got to head back into the rooms and then come out to run out on the ground in about 10 minutes, Gussie.
Absolutely. We might wrap things up here from the middle of the Lavington Sports Ground, all thanks to Solar Plus Electrical on the other side of the break. We're not too far away from the biggest game of football in season 2025. It's the first place Wangaratta Rovers taking on the 5th place Wangaratta Magpies. Two sides that have come in two completely different routes to the Ovens and Murray's biggest and best stage. Only one team can go home with silverware. It's O&M live on 1494 2AY, 102.1 Edge FM, or Snap Print Solutions O&M TV, where you won't miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first. We go on adventures, offer guidance and cherish every moment together. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they put family first too. They provide care and compassion where it matters most. And with a fixed price funeral plan, you can be assured your family won't be burdened by the cost of your funeral. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury, Wodonga and Corowa, Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating
Reduce air pollution with OzBlue for you.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to the Lavington Sports Ground here on O&M Grand Final Day, 102.1 Edge FM, 1494 2AY, and of course O&M Snap Print Solutions TV. Blake Panda Escort with you, Gus McLeod getting himself sorted. We will say hello once again to Scotty Montgomery. How are you, Monty?
Oh, good, thanks, Panda. Well done, boys. I was just watching that on the stream as I was recovering from the Reserves Grand Final. It was fantastic work down there at ground level, and you just did a great job again. And I do know what I love about Grand Final Day? The supporters, they bring the colours, they bring the signs, and they bring them for everyone. And I tell you what, Miranda Gray has done a great job and got yourself a sign, Panda. How big is that? You got a sign for O&M Live.
Yeah, one of the great stitch-ups.
I reckon
it's
my fantastic.
Better half,
I love it.
Miranda Gray.
That is one of the funny things I've seen.
She just stood off to the side, and I could not believe it when I saw hashtag
You just
O&M
ran straight
Live.
past her too. You gave her nothing.
Go, Daddy. Could not believe it. Dan Vaccaro, welcome back to you, my friend.
Hello, Blake. Yes, it's a lot more comfortable up in the box, I must say. A little bit cold out in the ground, but no, it was good.
Certainly was. We might say hello once again in a second when he sorts himself out with that big Monster energy drink, Gus McLeod. Of course, an O&M Live Illuminite with us here today. Chris Mitchell just floating around in the background. Good to see Chris O rock up and plonk himself straight back in the commentary box.
What about he's done the Bobby J, put the O&M Live shirt on to get a free ticket? He's not bad. Tell you what, Bobby, you're rubbing off on some people.
Yes, mate. Just trying to keep it real, and I've actually got my traditional seat in front of where the teams come out and get their photo taken. I was just waiting for the O&M Live team to come down and have a photo with me on the seats out here where the footballers come in, but I'm just flying solo again.
Gus McLeod, I think we have you back. How are you, my friend?
Hello, Panda. Yeah, it's a bit of a man dash to get downstairs, upstairs, set up, headphones plugged in, but we're ready to rock and roll. And there's a really nice crowd starting to build as the Rovers make their way onto the Lavington Sports Ground for the first time this afternoon. Monty, the Hunters are now the hunted, and they're ready to rock and roll for this big dance.
Oh, they've got to be, don't they? They've got to start so well because we know that Wangaratta, they'll be flying, and they always play well in the later year derby. And this is the latest one they've had for quite some time, so they'll be up for this. And as you said, the hunted has now become the hunted. The Hunters have become the hunted after last year. Their effort in the grand final where they're able to get in front. They've jumped Yarrawonga. They're going to have to do the same again today because they don't want to be thereabouts in a close game because we know that Wang has the experience and they can come hard towards the end of the game.
One change for the Wangaratta Rovers from the side that defeated Myrtleford in the second semi-final by 11 points in. Lockie McCartney, and out is Jai Dalzotto. So that would have been a hard conversation, Monty, from Sam Murray to Jai Dalzotto.
Big time it would have been because I thought he was serviceable enough, Jai, in the second semi. I thought he was all right. Didn't do anything wrong, so very stiff. But obviously McCartney, very stiff to miss out last year of an injury. They did the right thing, didn't try and rush him in, which he probably could have got up for, they said. So I think it's someone he probably deserved it over a couple of years' worth of work.
Yeah, I think so as well, Monty. And I think the thing with Lockie McCartney is he comes in now as a player with, I suppose, a little bit of a pedigree. And he comes in now with expectation that he can play at the level and do a good enough job to come straight back in after not playing any senior football since round 11.
Absolutely. It's a big ask, isn't it? He hasn't played a senior game since round 11. It's a broken foot, I believe, so a really big ask. But as Sam Murray said during the press conference during the week, it's not a muscle injury, it's not a ligament, so it's an impact injury. So, and he was the hard luck story, wasn't he, last year, Monty, in terms of missing out on the big day. So a bit of a hard luck story for Lockie McCartney, but now he gets his opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, and we know how big a part of the team he was last year. He's a heart and soul player, he does the tagging, he does everything. He's one of those guys who will probably get a job today. I think he might go to Sharrock or Federico in the middle of the ground. I think that's what they'll probably bring him in for. Or he can be a bits and pieces player, play that small forward defensive role or that back role as well. So I think I'd be throwing him straight on Federico for mine. But we'll be interested to see what way they go.
I've got a funny feeling that he's going to go and play on, I think, a distributor of half-back, and I reckon that's going to be Brad Melville. I think Lockie McCartney will go to Brad Melville and try and damage the Wangaratta Magpies' ball use off half-back. We know it's a part of their game that is, I suppose, crucial, Monty, the way they like to play. They like to set up with ball in hand and sort of slingshot off half-back and get the ball to their tall, mobile, agile forwards like Xavier Laverty, like Max Bean, like Hunter Gotchling and Jackson Clark when they do rest down there?
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably not a bad shout from you, Gussie. I think it's going to be one of those interesting ones, but we know they're going to go defensive, which they don't normally like to do the Rovers. They like to go head-to-head and show everyone what they've got and, just see what happens. But I think with Lockie McCartney coming in backs, they'll go a bit more defensive.
Yeah, it looks like they will, and it's obviously the hard luck story we mentioned earlier, but good to have Lockie McCartney back in, and it's just going to be such a good matchup today. The more it gets closer, Monty, I think you got a bit of excitement about you. This morning you were a bit flat. Now you're starting to get going. I feel something for Magpies today. I really have a good feeling about them. They've been the informed team in the comp really come finals, especially, and they've hit form at the right time. A couple of their players that have come back from injury, Dan Sharrock, I felt like he's timed his run really well. We started seeing a little bit more vintage Sharrock last week in the prelim. He only had the 20 disposals, but he just looked back to his sort of best. I reckon they've timed that perfectly as well.
And Dan Sharrock's not a guy that goes and gets 35-40 like a Sam Murray used to.
No, he's always been that
20 to 30, but quality, all quality.
Yep.
And I've loved to see him back. The way he's been able to build his year from mid-year to where he's at now and how he played last week, I think it's, as you said, they've timed it beautifully with him. They didn't rush him back earlier than what they could have. They've done everything right by him. And, hopefully today, for his sake, he does everything he can and is a big reason why Wangaratta are really close.
Bobby J, what's the atmosphere like downstairs, both sides out on the ground?
Yeah, both sides look primed. I just watched the Rovers run out, and it's amazing how the coach just flicks the switch. He was jovial, mucking around with us probably 15-20 minutes ago, but gee whiz, the steely look in his eyes. You can't help but be captivated and drawn into his wisdom and leadership. Sammy Murray's ready to roll. And then I just shook hands with the Wangaratta Magpies coach and said, best of luck, coach. And I reckon if he had a pair of boots in the bag, he'd throw them on right now as well. So both coaches are locked in. Both teams look locked in. I just walked around and a good indication is how much tape players have got on their legs and on their hands and all that sort of stuff. And Alex Federico's got no tape on a cork thigh that he finished with late last week, and Aiden Tilley's moving nice and freely as well. So, and Big Nosey.
How's Nosey?
He
Go
looks,
and give him one in the ribs, Bob.
No, he looks like ready to go. Don't worry about Nosey, boys. He's up and about today. But it's starting to build. The sun's just starting to poke its head through.
Yes.
But I'm not sure how long that's going to last.
Timing.
There's a bank of black cloud coming over the back there, Monty, as you know. If it comes from the west, we might get a little bit wet. But the ground's in fantastic condition. A little bit of greasy on top, but that might burn off in the next couple of minutes before siren time. But gee whiz. The stage is set out here, lads.
So excited down there. It's a real Bruce and McAvaney
This is so good.
Sound.
This is so good.
He's been out there before, and the deck looks unbelievable. We talked about it. It might be a little bit dewy. Who cares? Nah, it's perfect. And obviously the sun peeking through as well. We've got to stay positive. That's going to stay there all day, Mon.
It is, absolutely. It's poking through a little bit more as we speak. But, Bobby, much of a breeze down there. Like, if you won the toss, which way would you go? Would you think to the second oval end?
It looks like there's a little bit of a breeze blowing to the second ground end, that's not going to do the clouds any good because that's where the rain looks like it's going to come from.
So a bit quicker, but
exactly right. But there's a little bit of a breeze there. Whether it might be one goal maybe here there.
Okay,
but we'll see how it pans out, Monty. But the ground's in perfect condition. The cricket wickets look like it's been covered, so it's not too hard. I spoke to Charlie Thompson during the warm-ups, and he mentioned that some of the grounds have been a bit too hard through the middle, but he reckons this is just about right. This is just perfect and ready to go. So if Charlie Thompson, who's one of the better players in the competition, says it's ready to go, then I'm happy with that.
10 minutes away from the bounce of the ball here on Ovens and Murray Grand Final day. Bob, the hill is starting to fill.
Yes.
I'm putting you on the spot here as our second best president.
I was just about to say this is Monty's.
But I'll get Monty to back it up. How many in the house, Bobby J?
Gee whiz. Monty, I'm just going to go with 7, 8 or 9. Help me out here, brother.
Well, you pick one and I'll say how close you are.
I'm going to go 8 in the middle.
Yeah, I'm going to go about 7.5, I reckon, Bob. So not far away. I reckon you're pretty good there.
That's your wheelhouse, mate.
Yep.
Stay in your lane, Bob. Stay in your lane.
I reckon the grandstands was pretty full during the reserves. There's a few obviously skipped out by the Lavington supporters, but I reckon that will fill up again.
I tell you one thing, there's a lot of people getting some freebies up there in the corporate box for one.
Yeah, they did. They took the note from you last week at the Tlangata League, mate. Just freebies all day.
We might take this opportunity now to get Dan Vaccaro to have a look at the 40-wing stat sheet for this afternoon. We are doing a O&M Live exclusive. I reckon we've just got about everyone on the 40-wing stat sheet this afternoon.
Yeah, we've got a fair few today, and I can guarantee you I'm not counting all of them, Gussie, so I'm getting a little bit of an assistant of me, my other good mate Winky. But as we go through the 5 from each team that I'm doing, For Wangaratta Rovers, it's going to be Lockie O'Brien, the 2025 Morris medalist, averaging 22 disposals per game. We've got Brodie Follow as well, one of the most decorated country footballers, averaging 25.5 disposals. Ed Damon as well, the ruckman. Sam Murray, the coach. Charlie Thompson as well, averaging 16.4 contested disposals, second in the league, Monty as well. And for Wangaratta, Jackson Clark, he's an absolute superstar, 7 scoring involvements per game. Dan Sharrock, first really strong breakout game last week. I'm super excited to watch him today. Brad Squid Melville, averaging 20 disposals, doing his numbers. Federico, the Preston Prince, and big Xavier Laverty, the spearhead up forward. I'll be having a look at him too. And also for Wangaratta Magpies, Hunter Gotchling, Tyler Norton, Cam Barrett, Aidan Tilley. We're going to look at Blake Newton as well, and we're going to look at the ruckman Big Knowlesy, Chris Knowles, and over again to Rovers for some more players. Nathan Cooper, Xavier Allison, Tom Boyd, Dylan Stone, Kieran Parnell off the half-back line, and Sam Catapan as well. So
they're obviously the ones that Winky's doing, obviously. There's about 10 players there and you're doing 5.
Correct,
What's going on there?
I've got to add, I have a little bit more to do.
Okay,
yeah.
We're not too far away from the players assembling at ground level for the national anthems. Bobby, we might get that microphone over to the mic stand,
It
mate.
is.
It's all there. It's ready to rock and
Yep.
roll.
Bobby can't talk to us now.
Bobby's been muted. And he's just
Goodness.
giving
Some
us a
would say
wave.
it's a good thing.
He's giving us a wave. Of course, here's Craig Willis, our Master of Ceremonies for the 2025 Ovens and Murray Grand Final. The voice of the AFL back at Lavington for season 2025 as the players make their way over for the national anthem and a welcome to country.
Darren Whiten, one of the best in the business.
He's the best in the business in a local capacity, Darren Whiten. Here's Craig Willis.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the 2025 SS&A O&M Grand Final. To perform a welcome to country, would you please welcome Darren Whiten.
Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, special guests, boys and girls. Wonderful opportunity, great day for football. I welcome you here onto Rivalry country as we are about to witness a wonderful spectacle here. Battle of the Birds, the Derby here from Wangaratta on Bangarang country. I welcome you to here to Rivalry country. I do so with a welcome song as I recognise elders and with respect, caring, sharing for land, for country and for one another. We ask that you would tread lightly on country and travel safely. All the best. Wambarna nginyane ngindu gada Wambarna nginyane ngindu gada Wambarna nginyane ngindu gada Wambarna nginyane ngindu gada Ngaji gaga ngaji mingan Non galana wanenge gigalana yinjamara Non galana wanenge gigalana yinjamara Non galana wanenge yinjamara From Barnaga Radri, Ngurumbang, welcome to Radri country, Mandangu, thank you. Bye.
Darren, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, could I ask you to please be upstanding and remove your caps for the national anthem of Australia.
Lavington Sports Ground for the 2025.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the grand final.
Thank you, Craig. And yes, we will enjoy the 2025 grand final live from the Lavington Sports Ground. Great to have your company on pre-game for Solar Plus Electrical on 2AY, Edge FM, or on the live stream. Snap Print Solutions, O&M TV. Blake Pandarescott, my co-call this afternoon. Myself, Gus McLeod. Bobby Jackson's boundary side. Dan Vaccaro's on the 40 wings. And Scott Montgomery. Gents, there is nothing more in thrilling, exciting, getting the goosebumps and the hairs on the back of your neck standing up than the national anthem ringing across a sports venue. It just really gets the juices flowing.
Yeah, and Bax would have experienced it pretty good on Friday night with 99,000 others at the MCG, but even at local level when you got 7,000 to 8,000 in the ground, it still gets the hairs on the back of your neck standing up, and you watch the players and they love it too. They get up and going, and now this is where just real excitement levels start to lift again.
Certainly does. Blake Pandarescott rejoins the call team. Really good crowd building in. Anticipation is at its highest. We're 3 minutes away from the bounce.
Yeah, just chuck the binoculars on and you have the Wangaratta Magpie Army to the right of the grandstand, and you have the Wangaratta Rover Army, who are probably just outnumbering a little bit, to the left of the grandstand, and then a lot of people over at the netball. Interesting to see, Monty, that Jace Heatley has decided to coach, I think, from the boundary line today for the Wangaratta Magpies.
He's a bit different. Hasn't been there all year, so I don't know why he's decided to do that now.
Or maybe I was saying something.
I think you are. I think you might have headed up because Damien
yep.
Lappin, Damien Lappin's got the headset on, who has been there all final series. So, yeah.
Bob Jackson, Newmarket Hotel. We got you now, Bobby boy.
You got me now. Yeah, Jace Heatley's just walked into the coach's box, boys. So yeah, I did think the same thing as well. But yeah, I just spoke to Damien Lappin there at the end of the. Me and the big fella just standing there doing the national anthem and having a bit of a chat about it all. And I asked him how Knowlesy's going. He said, "Yeah, about Knowlesy. He's ready to roll." So Ruckman are built a little bit differently. So unusual. 4 captains coming out: Jackson Clark, Michael Bourdignon, Xavier Allison, and Tommy Boyd have all come out. So all 4 captains out in the middle.
What tune is that bellowing out around the ground there, Bobby?
Music's not mine. if it's not Snoop Dogg, I don't know what it is.
The funny thing is, we're on Edge FM and we're on 2AY, 2 music stations. Bobby, toss of the coin, stay with us. Aidan Johnson tossing it.
Big Jono's tossed it, and we're working out who's got head and tail. Wangaratta Magpies won the toss, and Jackson Clark and Michael Bourdignon had to have a bit of a discussion as which way to kick, and they're going to kick to the Hannah Street end, and the 2 teams get back into their respective huddles. And safe to say, boys, he's ready to roll here, and everyone's sort of in the mood, in the groove, and last rites written by both sets of captains, nice and tight by the Wang Magpies, 1 big circle for the Wangaratta Rovers. She's on, boys. She's on.
Let's get some tips now for the Ovens and Murray Grand Final. We'll start with Dan Vaccaro on the 40 wing stats.
Yeah, well, I tipped Wangaratta Magpies during the week, and I'm going to stick with them. So Wangaratta Magpies and Jackson Clark for the Did Simpson.
Scott Montgomery, Newmarket Hotel.
I've tipped the Rovers 19 times this year. I'm not going to change it right now, so I'm going to go with number 20, keep Wendy happy because she's been into me for 2 years, but I'm going to go every single game this year, the Wangaratta Rovers by 3 or 4 goals.
Bobby Jackson, boundary side, and Bobby, I don't know if I've told you this, but there will be Bobby Cam this afternoon,
nice.
So I'm glad you've had the shave, brother.
Yeah, I just, I'm Rovers by 32 points, and I think Sammy Catapan might get the medal this year. But I just had a quick look at both the huddles. Wang Magpies calm, cool and collected, whereas at the other end, Tommy Boyd was really animated. He was pointing to help both sets of, he was pointing to the support staff on the bench, and he was pointing to the supporters on the hill. So he was really, really emotional to get his team up and about and make sure they're ready for the fight. And it's going to be a fight today. The Magpies are up for it. They've got a bit of a strut about, and both sets of benches have just work their way to the bench.
Blake Pandarescott for McRae Motors.
Yeah, I think the Wangaratta Rovers by about 2 goals. We'll break the trend of under a goal finishes, but not by much. I reckon there won't be much in it all day.
The Rovers for mine by 2 points. I think we're in for an arm wrestle. These 2 sides, they do not like each other. A bit of bitumen of fence is all that separates these 2 clubs from the Wangaratta Football Netball Club and the Wangaratta Rovers. The whole town of Wangaratta is in Lavington this afternoon. There's over 5,000 people tuning in on Snap Print Solutions, O&M TV. The stage is set for the 2025 Ovens and Murray Grand Final. The Rovers in their traditional brown and gold, kicking to the left of your screen. The Lavy number 2 end. The Magpies to the right. To kick off the Grand Final for A-grade oils and batteries, it's Blake Pandarescott, the Derby Grand Final.
48 years in the making since they were last doing battle on the greatest stage of the Ovens and Murray. The Magpies and the Rovers. Norton with the first clearance. Tilly! Oh, called to play on.
Touch off the boot, boys.
Must have been touched off the boot. What a dream start. That would have been Monty.
As soon as it hit the boot, the umpire had the arms up saying play on, so really good decision there.
Good to see that foot. Looks all right for Aidan Tilley. Knowlesy out of the ruck, trying to burrow his way through. Craven at ground level. Thompson wrapped up. And we have another stoppage just inside forward 50 for the Wangaratta Magpies. We repeat, kicking to the Hannah Street end. The Rovers kicking to the Lavey 2 end. Knowles once again, deft tap Craven. Not sure he got a hand to it. Ellis there. Allison getting hands to it. Craven intercepted, jammed on the boot inside 50. Out the back, Lavity. Did he push McQuaid in the back? Umpire says play on. Ball still in play. Now it's across the line for a minor score for the Wang Magpies. They go to 1 behind on the steer line scoreboard. The Rovers yet to score. Couple of inside 50s to the way of the Pies.
Couple of big matchups here. We've got Cam Barrett having to start on Tom Boyd. It's a very undersized.
Allison's kick off the boot was a shocker from the kick in at full back, and Chris Knowles intercepted for the Magpies. Across half forward. He's going to set sail into the pocket here for the Wangaratta Magpies. Lavity's the target. McQuaid, big fist, spills out towards Alice. Now out of bounds for a boundary throw. And we'll go boundary side for the first time. Bob Jackson, Newmarket Hotel.
You boys nailed it with a matchup. Lockie McCartney has gone to Brad Melville across half-back, so you boys have picked it like a dirty nose.
And a bit going on. Lockie O'Brien and Matty Hayden off the ball. O'Brien went to give it into Lavity, but they're going to stick up him and Matty Hayden straight into him.
Almost 2 minutes gone in the opening term as Damon won the tap. Sits now for the Wangaratta Rovers. Now the Magpies head over the football. Federico left it behind. Thompson onto Wilson. And now the Magpies are defending the corridor. They've got some numbers at the back of the contest. They want to bring it out towards our broadcast side. Sharrick's the recipient. Gets it on the half volley. Finds a right foot kick. Knowles drops an easy one. McCarthy's coming for some pressure. Handball over the top to Ellis for the Magpies inside 50. A nice defensive work at the back of the stoppage coming from Kieran Parnell. And Aidan Tilley sees it across for a boundary throw in 50 metres out from Magpie goal.
Yeah, really good start by Wangaratta Magpies on the 40-wing stat sheet as well. 3 repeat inside 50s before Rovers have had one, so good start.
Boundary throw in, at 50 around for Magpie goal. As Gus McLeod just described, Hayden doing the ruck work. Tried to get a kick away. Sharrick shovels back to Ellis. Craven had to kick in a hurry. Going to fall in the pocket. And it's marked by Charlie Thompson. In defence for the Wangaratta Rovers. Only polled 4 votes on Morris Medal night. Don't get me started. Goes short to Kieran Parnell. Still deep in defence for the Wang Rovers. Of course, he starred in the last quarter last year in the win over the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Goes long towards the wing. Melville. Both calves look strapped for Squid. Jet Roberts has to be clever over a big 50-50 footy. Christie goes back. Catapan has to work tight angles. Gets it back. All this happening on the wing. Broadcast side. Allison tackled by Sharrick. Good pressure from both sides. Craven just caught one right in the solar plex, Monty, for McRae Motors.
Yeah, Sammy Catapan just gave him a quick one there. But tell you what, boys, it's hot around the footy earlier, which we knew was going to happen. This is what we want to see in grand finals. Really physical, really hard pressure. Looks like Sammy Catapan's got the job on Federico stoppages.
3.5 gone for NZ. The Magpies lead by a sole point. Damon pushing the back. Umpire let it go from the ruck stoppage as the Rovers get it to Christie at true centre wing. Too strong for Grossman. Now Big Will kicks into the forward line, trying to find the co-captain in Boyd. Good hands from the big man. Now the coach, Murray, don't argue, wants his left, but he can't find it. Now uses the right, the non-preferred. Touched off the boot, high up and under. Grossman's there for the Magpies, retreats via hand. Barrett calm under pressure. Whiteside Tour fumbled at the crucial moment. Wilson wrapped up in a Melville tackle, holding the ball. And Squid Melville. Big moment in the context of this game, standing up in D50 for the Magpies.
Geez, lucky for White-Tie Tour there. Went the one hand and then turned it over. Very, got to go 2 hands in a grand final.
4 minutes gone for NZ. First term for A-grade Alls and Batteries, and Ed Damon. It bounced straight over his head. Had to be a high bounce because Ed's a big boy. Hayden to a one-on-one. Clark resting forward. Ledger's got that big matchup. Catapan has to be clean. Federico was good. Craven getting a few touches early. Left foot chaos ball. Coming hard off the line was Lavity. Impacted the contest. Rovers doing a lot of defending here in the opening quarter. Allison at halfback. Hand passes to Grass. Parnell has to go hard. Federico was up to the task. Craven sliding in. They want to hold this inside forward 50, the Magpies. Godchling had to get rid of it quickly. Craven kicked beautifully to Melville. Squid Melville will line up 45 out, 45-degree angle.
Yeah, how good was that? The defensive pressure got him repeat inside 50, but Xavier Allison, boys, coming from the ground. Don't know if it's a corky or what it is. Copped a really heavy bump from Federico and stayed on the ground for a long time, so that will be interesting. Bobby J will be all over it once he gets to the bench.
He looks really sore, Xavier Allison. course, he was almost delayed out in last year's grand final.
Good win.
So Brad Melville for the first goal in the Wangaratta Derby decider. He's usually a smooth kick, a smooth operator, and it's straight through the middle for the Pies. They strike first in the Derby decider. They go to 1-1-7. The Rovers yet to score. 5 minutes gone for NZ. Steel line scoreboard.
Well, faultless start for Wangaratta, but faultless start for Squid Melville. 3 disposals already on the 40-wing stat sheet, and a beautiful kick and a beautiful...
Physio's just assessing Xavier Allison right now. It looks as though it's a left knee. They're just playing around that there. He's just trying to get his composure at the moment. They haven't really started doing too much in regards to assessment of his legs. So I'll just hang 5 on that, lads.
Watching that replay back, it looks like it was a bump to the knee, so it could be knee damage.
Back in the middle, the Rovers via Catapan. He was dispossessed. Now Knowles feeds it on to the Preston Prince. Inside 50 for the Magpies. Jackson Clark got a good piece of it. Brought it front and centre. Shagger Nolan's got some work to do. Nice defensive play from the Rovers. They stand up with Brodie Paul. In fact, Joel Smith, I should say. Brodie Paul, one of the 3 emergencies this afternoon. Up goes Damon. No ruckman made a big impact on that contest. They go long down the line. McCartney. The man who's come back in after not playing.
He's hurt an ankle.
Who's got an ankle, Monty?
He's just grabbing at an ankle as he got up then, so keep an eye on that.
He's proper. He'll be right. He'll jog it off. The witch doctor's here today. They'll sort him out.
What's his name? He used to run Boxing Australia?
Yeah, I think the witch doctor's what we're going to roll with. Here's Philo between centre wing and half back for the Rovers on that trusted right boot. Long down the line. Cooper has attacked the contest with no real eye for the ball. Feeding it backwards was Schulte. Now they go inside 50, the Rovers. Clever hands. Cooper needs a good bounce. Doesn't quite get it. Grossman applies a good gang tackle. Really good defensive work from the Magpies. They stand up, Grossman and Bourdignon, and will ball it up in D50.
Taylor Norton's got the big job on Sam Murray too.
First blood in the derby went to the way of Brad Melville. Magpies lead 7-0. Catapan, clever hand pass to Christie, who dropped his box of chocolates. Back on ground level. We'll have a ball up, 30 out from Rover goal. 7 minutes gone for NZ. First term for A-grade oils and batteries. Here on 2AY, Edge FM and O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. Christie, was he grabbed without the football? Umpire said play on, hand pass it to the pocket, and the umpire will toss it in front of the Lavington 2 change rooms. Dan Vaccaro, what do you got for us? 40 winks.
Yeah, well, we talked about that ruck battle before the game and how important that's going to be. But Big Knowles, he started well. He's looked competitive in the ruck, and he's up to 4 disposals as well on the 40-wing stat sheet. So good start.
The Maggies lead by 7 for Steel Line. We've played 8 minutes for NZ. Opening term of the grand final. Dooley Sharrock went underground, picked up by Philo. His handball turned it over in a bit of traffic. Catapan goes underground trying to find Christie. We've got a whistle,
kick.
Monty.
Yeah, too high. Went down nice and low to Big Wilbur there, and it's been given. So a bit lucky, I reckon, but the umpire saw it.
Well spotted there by Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel, and Will Christie is well and truly within range here, gentlemen.
Bob Jackson, do we have any update on Xavier Allison?
Not really. He's gone out of sight at the moment, lads, but one thing is for certain that the Rovers have been heavily rotating since the start of the game, whereas on the other side of the ledger, the Magpies have sort of been a bit quiet on that front, so expect a bit of rotation through the boundaries now.
So here's Christie. He'll kick from 5 metres in from the boundary line to the cricket oval redeveloped Lavington number 2 end. Right foot kick from Christie. High up and under. It's across the face to the left, and it's a minor score. So the Rovers, they're on the board with 1 minor, and they trail the Magpies 1-1-7 thanks to Steel Line here on O&M Live.
Panda and Gusby did for McRae Motors. Look at that kick from Barrett. An elite body and paint kick of the day already in the first quarter. Straight down the middle from the kick-in duties. It had to be perfect, and it was. Federico, Preston Prince, or Froggy Federico, as we have to call him now.
The Frog.
Riddup. Out to Roberts. Newton. Oh, was that 50 against Shaganolan? Umpire says no. Met Newton pretty hard. Still 16 years of age, this kid.
Revelation in his final series.
Newton goes down the line. Knowlesy has to stand tall in the contest. Was able to. Federico ripped off the football. Likewise, Knowles. Damon on hands and knees. Gotchling over him. We're going to have a stoppage right in front of the benches. Right in front of our commentary position. 1-1-7 the Magpies. The Rovers 1 behind. Steel Line scoreboard. 10 minutes gone for NZ.
Up goes the umpire, I should say. Melville just drives Catapan into the turf. Dan Vaccaro, give us some 40 winks.
Yeah, well, it's a hot start by Wangaratta, as we mentioned earlier. 6 inside 50s to Rovers 2 at this stage on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Knowles won the tap, but Philo sharked it, fed it back to Murray, and the coach of the Rovers attacks the corridor. Big one-on-one contest here between Tua and Stone. Stone and Tua give it to Waitai. His handball was dispossessed. Harry Smart mops up now for the Magpies and kicks a shallow inside 50 entry. Nice defensive fist came from Parnell. Now the ball's in dispute. Great pick up from Federico. Murray sharks the handball. He's got it at centre half back and he wants to find a runner. He goes long down the line. Roberts in a good one-on-one duel stands up for the Magpies. Handball's trying to find Gotchling. The Rovers are under the pump here, but the Magpies are up to the challenge. And Max Bean sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
As Sam Murray come out of defensive 50 there, he had an easy kick in Ed Damon towards the boundary. It was a much easier kick than the one he tried to pull off to Justin Lewis. Just had to lower the eyes a little bit. So a bit of pressure at the moment. He's just making the better players make some mistakes for the Rovers.
Boundary throw-in. Hayden surely grabbed in the ruck. Umpire said play on. Philo runs onto the football with pace. Pumps it long inside 50. Christie in front position. Dropped the chest mark. Cooper brought down in a big tackle from Michael Boardington. Oh, it's socked through. It's socked through from Will Christie. Unbelievable goal. Something from nothing. The ball looked dead. He got a slipper on it, and the Rovers go coast to coast.
Brody Philo's breaking centre like that, you don't mind being a forward out the back, because he kicked that one a good 75 metres, I reckon, by the time it hit the ground. Got out the back, and Will Christie was so good. He dropped the chest mark, but then got back onto it and was able to toe poke it through. Yeah, you mentioned that man, Brody Philo. 4 disposals for him already on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's been in before and he's done it all, so he's an absolute superstar, Brody Philo.
Just the latest on Xavier Allison, lads. He actually has gone into the change rooms to get some extra treatment. So maybe the witch doctor is doing his magic in there now.
Scoreboard locked at 117 apiece here on O&M Live. Thanks to Steerline. Here's Gotchling for the Magpies. Inside forward 50. He's got a runner into the forward pocket. It needs to sit for Jackson Clark. The captain, a dinky ball into the top of the goal square. Behan's lurking. Where are the smalls for the Magpies? The Rovers are there in numbers. McQuaid head over the footy. Big tackle from Hunter Gotchling. This derby's got plenty of spice in it as we'll ball the footy up 15 metres out from Magpie goal.
Looks like the Magpies are just handling the pressure a lot better at the moment and being a lot cleaner than the Rovers.
Match hardened, of course. They have played 4 finals in a row, have the Wangaratta Magpies. We did speak about that pre-game. They look up to the challenge in this first quarter for A-grade oils and batteries. 12 minutes surpassed us. Ellis had a very good second semi-final, ripped off the football, screwed it around the corner. Federico. Tilly, did he get a push? Tilly got pushed. Free kick to the Magpies.
Again, just look a little bit nervous, the Rovers, and Parnell very undersized there in that matchup against Tilly. Oh, if I'm Sam Murray, I'm making a move and getting Nathan Cooper back to behind the footy, be able to match up one of these other boys and just gives Parnell his chance to play as that third tall, that zone-off defender.
Well, last week, he proved why he is so important, Aidan Tilly, with 3 massive goals against Myrtleford in the preliminary final. Kick on the way, has to hold its line, and it hits the stick. It hits the stick, and it's through for a minor score. The Magpies go to 128 to the Rovers 117 on the Steerline scoreboard. 13 gone for NZ. Here's Gus McLeod for McRae Motors.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on Grand Final Day from the Lavington Sports Ground. A Wang Derby decider. The kick in from Philo is an absolute monster out to our broadcast side, but it sits here for the Magpies. Over the top to Richards, he got it from Allison, now Nick. Kicks inside 50 for Wangaratta. Tilly, uncontested once again, and he is creating an enormous headache inside forward 50 for the Black and Whites.
Yeah, absolutely. He had the matchup on Jez Regoni this time in the quick transition play, and that's where you've got to get the ball to dangerous spots, let your bigs go to work. And how good is this? Tilly, we spoke about it, he missed 5 games and Wang looked all at sea. He's been back the last 3 weeks and this is a great start from him.
25 metres out, slight angle, Hannah Street end, Aidan Tilly, he hit the post and now he misses to the left. Another minor score, so the Magpies move to 139, the Rovers 117, Steerline scoreboard.
Yeah, they're not getting bang for their buck at the moment, Wang Magpies. 9 entries inside 50, Wangaratta Rovers have only had 3, so no scoreboard pressure as of yet.
The Rovers go long down the far velodrome wing. There's a whistle, and there's a free kick to Will Christie on centre wing. Of course, kicked an unbelievable goal only a couple of moments ago. Contest looked dead, and he socketed it through off the outside of the boot while he was on the ground. He's going to kick it long to a congested forward 50. Camped out the back is Tom Boyd. Barrett floats across like a great halfback does and takes an elite body and paint. Mark of the day, an intercept in defence. 1 goal apiece in the Wang Derby decider. 9 plays 7. Rovers up by 2 points.
Velodrome side is where the long kick goes. Oh, big mark taken by Newton. Oh, gee, this kid can play. 16 years old and he's setting the Lavington Sports Ground alight on grand final day. He sells some candy and kicks up to half forward. McQuaid's up the ground, made a good contest, being the tour, and now out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Bobby J, Newmarket Hotel, what's the latest at ground level?
Yes, Xavier Allison still hasn't come out from the change rooms, lads, so it's still on Xavier watch. But how good was that? The 3 young fellas from Wangaratta Magpies on that far side, just combining nicely. Blake Newton, Bean, and... Sorry, boys, I just missed that.
That's right, they've got another boundary throw in, Bob. They're going to recall it.
Yeah, they're really relying on numbers around the ball, aren't they, Wangaratta Magpies? The fall of the ball, there just seems to be outnumbering the Wangaratta Rovers. And as Monty said, they're getting the ball into dangerous areas and the key forwards are getting to work.
2-point lead to the Magpies thanks to Steele on, and we played 16 minutes in the opening term. Tua was crunched early from the stoppage. Umpire calls for it once again. Dan Vaccaro, inside 50s on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, so it's dominated by Wangaratta Magpies at the moment. 9 inside 50s for them. Wangaratta Rovers just the 4.
Hope enjoying the first term for A-grade Alls and Batteries. Looks like we've got a free kick here, a ruck raffle.
Yeah, too high he paid in the end, Jeffrey Bassett, so free kick to Knowlesy.
And here's Knowles for the Magpies, set sail into the hot spot for the black and white. Laverty flew, brought it front and centre, head over the football was Bean, turned it over, Thompson's there, so's Catapan, and the Rovers kick long to grass.
They do, and they're going to get a win because it goes over the line and out of plate. Monty, coach of Wangaratta Rovers at the moment, what are you doing just to take the foot off the pedal of the Wangaratta Magpies?
Just trying to get a bit of uncontrolled, uncontested marks, I feel. If they get the possession now, it's just about finding that easy option, take a bit of sting out of the game, because Magpies look like they're running on top of the ground at the moment, and Rovers are just chasing us.
And it's starting in the ruck as well, because Knowlesy's doing very well against Ed Damon. We have a ball up in between the point of the square and the 50-metre arc for the Wang Magpies. Who'll kick their goal through Brad Melville. Christie, the goal kicker for the Rovers. Damon, grubber to kick in towards the middle of the ground. Ben was pushed off the football. Thompson was so clean at ground level. Got a contested clearance. Kicks it to half forward. In fact, the middle of the ground, I should say. On hands and knees was Christie. Handball received, Damon. The two big boys combining. Damon in towards Cooper in the pocket. Magpies defence to Steely. Lewis snapping around the corner from the pocket. Out of bounds on the full, getting the Bronx cheers was Justin Lewis. And a free kick to the Pies on the last line of defence. 9 plays 7. Magpies up 1 goal apiece here in the grand final.
Now this looks a lot more rushed inside 50 when they got their hands on the footy of the Rovers, whereas at the other end, looks like the Magpies have a bit more time. They're finding marks inside 50, so it's a real difference between the two teams at the moment, that the Rovers just look like they haven't handled the heat early, but the Magpies have.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. And they just haven't hit the scoreboard as much as they'd like, Wang Magpies, in spite of all the inside 50s. 10-5 at the moment in favour of Wang.
So the Magpies have it deep in defence as Harry Smart kicks down the Velodrome side, spills out the back. Newton's there, out of bounds for a boundary throw. And Bobby Jackson, he's boundary side thanks to the Newmarket Hotel with Bobby Cam.
Yeah.
For those tuning in on Snap Print Solutions live stream.
Yeah, the rotations are starting to flow through now pretty regularly when the play's on this side. So players are coming off there. It's a high-octane game out there at the moment.
Here's Christie, inside 50 for the Rovers. Big contest, friendly fire. Is there a whistle?
It's going to go the way of Wangaratta.
Gee, friendly fire between, I think it was Cooper and Boyd, gents. Talk us through that, Monty, for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good contest, wasn't it? They both come pretty hard. Only had eyes for the footy, but they've ended up paying a free kick, and it's going the way of Michael Boarding-on.
He was wrong side at boards and got absolutely crunched as well, so he was super brave in defence
Boyd
for the Pies.
Here's Boarding-on, goes Velodrome side for the Magpies, wanting to fly. Was Knowles, left it at ground level. Now Murray for the Rovers on the left boot, in towards the hot spot. Roberts read it beautifully and takes an intercept mark in the back pocket. Chipping dangerously. Sharrock up to the challenge. It's
going
to be a free kick. Dan Sharrock's got it between full-back and centre-half-back.
He's been called to play on, so he has to pop it over the top to Boarding-on. Gives it back to Sharrock, and he goes short. And the Magpies can take a breath deep in defence. Batten goes by hand to Sharrock. Caught on his left side at half-back. Kick down the middle is a beauty. He finds the Preston Prince Federico, who plays on straight away for the footy. It's been marked by Tilly out the back, and coming on the ground is Matt Hayden. He's all on his own inside forward 50. It works out anyway. Hayden was the intended target, but Fraser Ellis floats forward for the Pies, and he will line up slight angle, 48 out.
Aiden Tilley, how betcha are they loving having his magnet back on the whiteboard, because he has looked so dangerous to start this game. Kieran Parnell is going to have to tighten up on him because he's looked the most likely around that forward 50 arc at the moment for the Magpies, and then that kick across to Fraser Ellis. He just works hard from this wing, gets both ends of the ground and helps his team out.
He'll have the distance, Fraser Ellis. He'll kick from just inside 50. They've had 2 set shots on goal. They've missed all of them. It doesn't make the distance in the end. He makes a fool out of me. Ball stays in play. Clark trying to do a little bit of weaving. His hand pass intercepted by Rigoni, who pumps it on the boot and clears a torpedo down the line for the Rovers.
And he's trying to find Murray, and Murray and Norton go head-to-head and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Scott Montgomery, Newmarket Hotel, talk us through what's happening after 20 minutes for NZ.
Wangaratta winning all their little battles all over the ground. Tyler Norton's on top of Sam Murray, I feel. Their forward line are operating so well, with Tilly being the third tall and just doing a bit of damage. So I feel that Wangaratta Rovers might have to make a few moves.
The Magpies lead 1-3-9 to 1-1-7. We've got a free kick going the way of the Rovers here. Across half-back. Dangerous handball's okay. Murray in towards the corridor. 3 versus 1. Chaos ball. Now spills out to Grossman for the Wangaratta Magpies. Kicking to a one-on-one at centre half forward. Umpire has whistle in mouth. Lets it go away. Handball over the top from O'Brien. Finds Catapan. They retreat and hold things up. Chipping ball from Rigoni. It's turned over and Melville's got it on centre wing. Grubber ball underground. Trying to find a teammate in Newton. Here come the Magpies. Newton's kick inside 50 was a mongrel. Aiden Tilley working hard. The defence come in. Well done, Charles Ledger. Stopped a really good attacking play. Umpire calls for it 35 from goal.
Blake Newton looks so dangerous for the Wangaratta Magpies. He's going to be a star, this young kid. Ball up, 20 out from Magpie goal. Richards brought down in a crunching tackle. Rovers defence holding up brilliantly. Sam Catapan wins a free kick for the Rovers, 20 out from his own D goal.
He is the best midfielder at laying tackles and making sure they stick Sam Catapan. He's always the one that is getting free kicks holding the footy for the Rovers.
1-3-9 the Pies, 1-1-7 the Rovers. A low-scoring opening quarter for A-grade Alls and Batteries. Ticked over 20 minutes for NZ. The Rovers go down the far wing. Roberts brought down in a very heavy tackle. Batten caught up against the chalk. Left foot kick high up and under the half forward. Smith almost gave away a free kick to the Pies. Craven pops a hand pass over the top to Matt Hayden, who's caught up against the boundary. Outside of the boot, swings it in towards the corridor. Who will the ball sit for? Clark. Down there for the Pies. Murray as well. Turnover. Hayden puts it on the boot. It's going to bring slight rain. Big pack of players back towards the goal. And we have a boundary throw in. 5 metres next to the Wangaratta Magpies goal. They lead 9-7. 23 gone for NZ.
Yeah, 14 inside 50s for Wangaratta Magpies, and they've only kicked 1 goal. So just not getting the bang for their buck at the moment on the 40-wing stat sheet, Gus.
Sam Murray looks really busy. How many for him?
He's up to 5.
Boundary throw in deep into attack for the Magpies. Christie in the ruck, spills out to Norton. Socket underground. Nice work from Thompson. Wrapped up is Smith. Umpire calls for holding the ball. Federico Crumbs on the right boot. Uncontested in the goal line. On the goal line, I should say, is Rigoni. And a bit of a scare survived for the brown and gold of the Rovers. They trail by 2 points here. 7 plays 9 for Steelline. And they kick to a 3-on-1. Murray's the one for the Rovers and he needs to stand up. Support now arrives. Underground went O'Brien. Down the line to Wilson. Oh, a bit of a wrestle there, Bobby. It's on. And Batten's just really saying, hey, I'm going to take you on today, boys. I'm going to get stuck right into you.
How good was that? That's a hard tackle. That's a grand final tackle right there from Ryan Batten. And Dylan Wilson didn't like it, but that's what you're going to cop all day, Dill.
Oh, no love lost between the two Wangaratta fierce rivals. The best rivalry in the O&M. And the biggest day of all, Federico floats it to half forward. Joel Smith takes a wonderful mark for the Rovers, who has played since day dot this year. They're out on the far side. The switch is on. O'Brien's kick lands in the lap of Dylan Stone, who can run and gun. Gets a good shepherd from Parnell. He's taken 2 bounces, almost 3. Chips into the pocket. It wasn't a great kick. Sliding down and trying to mark it was Tommy Boyd. It was a very wide entry from Dylan Stone. And unfortunately, they just missed an opportunity. A boundary throw in, 40 around from the Rovers goal.
That was his first touch too, Dylan Stone, so kept pretty well quiet on the 40-wing stat sheet so far.
I thought he could have kept running too, boys. He's had a lot of space in front of him, could have kept running, kicking to the goal square.
Just confirming Jason Heatley's not at ground level, Panda. He's in the box.
He may as well be up here with us, Gussie.
We can hear that loud and clear.
And so can every single one of our viewers and listeners on 2AY, Edge FM and Snapprint Solutions TV.
The siren for quarter time can't be too far away after 25 minutes. Only 2 goals here in the opening term. Tracking this ball to the boundary line is Thompson. Keeps it alive, now out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Deep into attack here for the Wangaratta Rovers, Monty. They'd love to get a score, but the Magpies need to stand up. They've been the best team all quarter. They can't let this lead slip going into the first break.
No, definitely not. If the Rovers go in with how poorly they've played, they'll be so confident.
Christie from the ruck, dispossessed, got a toe to it in the nick of time. Over the football was Melville, and so is Lockie McCartney. Umpire's called for another stoppage. So 25 and a half gone for NZ in the opening term, and the Magpies lead by 2 points. Catapan's tracking this one. He was held without it. Umpire put the whistle away. Gee, I reckon they survive one there, Monty.
Big time they did. That should have been a free kick to Sammy Catapan to be going back to have a shot and put him in front.
And instead the siren sounds for quarter time here in the grand final in the SS&A Ovens and Murray, and the Magpies, after dominating the opening quarter, only hold a 2-point lead into the first change. 139 plays the Rovers 117 on 2AY, Edge FM and O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. It's O&M Grand Final Day, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box, and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first. We go on adventures, offer guidance and cherish every moment together. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they put family first too. They provide care and compassion where it matters most. And with a fixed price funeral plan, you can be assured your family won't be burdened by the cost of your funeral. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals celebrate.
Jayco Albury Wodonga.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to the Lavington Sports Ground here at quarter time in the SS&A Ovens and Murray Grand Final. We'll go boundary side to Bob Jackson. I think he's got Wangaratta Rovers assistant coach Kyle Raven.
Can't help but feel they threw a lot of punches at you, Kyle, but you weathered the storm and you're only 2 points down at quarter time.
Yeah, it's the exact chat we just had with the backs, was that we weathered the storm. I reckon they were probably plus 10 inside 50s on us, so I think it was a good effort to be only a couple of points down, but it was hot in the kitchen early.
It certainly was. Any news on Xavier?
Not yet. We're just going to see how he goes, but probably not looking too good at this stage.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Bob Jackson, boundary side there with Kyle Raven, referring, of course, to Xavier Allison. Bobby J, anything from the Wangaratta huddle?
Yeah, they were really happy with the energy, numbers at the ball, and as Monty nailed it, they're happy with the space that they're giving the big fellas. They need to continue to create that space, create the pressure inside 50, and they just got to make the most of opportunities, because sides like Rovers, they don't give you too many opportunities. They're throwing plenty of punches. They just need to land a few.
A C&L shower screens quarters best with Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, for Rovers, I thought Brody Filer was fantastic for them that quarter. He really gave them that drive. He had the 6 disposals, but he was there most likely through the midfield. And for Wangaratta Magpies, I thought Alex Federico was fantastic that quarter in the engine room. 8 disposals for him. And Big Knowlesy, I think, is competing really well. He's had 6, and he's taken care of Ed Damon, who's only had the 2 disposals.
Bobby J, boundary side. We'll get some Bobby Cam. You've got a big update of the magnitude of this game.
Yeah, as I was walking back to the bench here, Xavier Allison was coming out of the change rooms. He looked very much hindered with his knee strapped, so it's a wait and see. So heavy knock on the knee. We'll keep a close eye on that.
Here's Blake Pander-Escott for Jayco Albury Wodonga, the second term of the granny.
Jump in a Jayco. That's what we say. Hey, Gussie. Ball over there on the far side. Yeah, that's about 6 times today, gents. Murray shakes off a tackle. Sharrock inside forward 50. Into the pocket. Grossman coming up and leading the football. Good safe kick out of defence. Wide tie to her. Has it at half-back for the Wangaratta Magpies. They probably should have been further in front at quarter time. They lead 9-7. He's going to pump it long on his left foot down the far wing. Good mark by Jace McQuaid. An elite body and paint mark of the day. He goes by hand to Sam Murray. Down the wing, good kick. Straight through the eye of the needle. Finds Lockie O'Brien at half forward.
O'Brien, too far to score for the Rovers, so he slingshots into the pocket. Grossman. The old timer just stands up, got a big fist. Now Philo's there for the Rovers. Centering ball, didn't go 15. Free kick's going to go the Maggies' way, Monty.
Yeah, it's going to go to Knowles. Boyd, he just had no idea what was going on where the ball was, so just jumped straight into Chris Knowles.
Dangerous kick from the big ruckman. 3-on-1. Norton dropped the mark. Wilson for the Rovers. Handballs the grass. Now Federico mops up. Froggy Federico, and a shout out to his old man who'll be tuning in this afternoon, and his uncle Robbo, who said the Froggy's got a stick. Here's a go for Parnell, breaking away for the Rovers. Now Wilson, true centre wing broadcast side. Shank off the boot, lucky to stay inside the field of play. Out of bounds for a boundary throw in Newmarket Hotel. Scotty Montgomery.
Really big win there from Kira Parnell at half-back. Come off Tilly early, and then was able to influence the contest, got the possession, got around a couple, and got it over to Wilson, whose kick wasn't great, but Parnell take a bow for that little defensive play there.
And Sam Murray on the 40-wing stat sheet as well. He started already with 2 disposals, so he started hot in this quarter.
Froggy Federico being able to shake off that calf. McCarthy retreats in the middle of the ground. Nolan, good kick just inside forward 50. Sam Murray marks, and Sam Murray certainly has a distance from this range as Lockie O'Brien goes around the back, and Sam says, no, I'm going to go back, take this moment, and I'm going to kick a goal.
Very ambitious from Lockie O'Brien. There was no way he was going to get a handball receive there from the coach. the coach has gone, boys, this is on my boot here. And we know how long a kick he is. He'll just arc around a little bit. Distance should not be an issue for Sammy.
So haven't been in front at any stage of the Wang Rovers. Sam Murray from 55 stays in play just. It's punched over the line for a minor score. The Rovers move to 1-2-8 to the Pies 1-3-9. All that on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We played about 2 minutes in this second quarter for Jaco.
And that was their first mark inside 50 for the game, Wang Rovers there. That mark by Sam Murray. So a little bit more potent going forward they need.
The Magpies are going to go to the Velodrome side as the ball sits with the co-captain, Michael Bordingyong. Chipping in board, Craven got to him a little bit quicker than what he expected. Nolan's there for the Rovers. That's a high tackle from McCartney late, but the umpire missed it.
Yeah, he did, and he just said, "No, give it to me, boys. We'll play on with that one." So don't mind that hard pressure from McCartney. He's doing a really good job on Melville at the moment. 1 point lead.
Wangaratta in front of the Rovers, 8 plays 9. Ball at the centre wing position on the Velodrome side, in dispute. Now Sharrock wrapped up in a Thompson tackle. We'll have another stoppage. Dan Vaccaro on the 40 winks. Anything early days in the second term?
Yeah, mentioned earlier, Sam Murray's had a really hot start as well, and they've already had 3 inside 50s, Wang Rovers. They only had 8 last quarter, so good start.
Stiff.
Monty from McRae Motors.
Froggy very stiff there. I reckon he said he must have had a bit of an opportunity, but he got tackled as soon as he took it. So against Federico, caught hold on the footy.
Free kick to Charlie Thompson for holding the ball. They'll ride onto that one on centre wing. He's going to kick a long, high one. It's going to land a half forward. Damon front posse, brought it to ground. Murray tackled as he picked up the footy. Magpie fans want holding the ball. Would have been very stiff. We have a ball up. 60 out, far side, Velodrome side. There is a stiff breeze going across the ground, hence why the ball's been camped out there. As the Rovers go inside 50 again, into the pocket. Christie just fell over as he tried to back in. And umpire Jace Rains says, throw it in the pocket, favouring the Wangaratta Rovers. Still only 2 goals in this grand final. We've gone a tad over 4 minutes for NZ second term.
Yeah, dominating the territory battle so far. Rovers on the 40-wing stat sheet. 4 inside 50s to Wangaratta's none.
Boundary throw in. Knowles going in the battle there with Christie. Christie tapped it towards the goal line, but sharked by Melville, who kicks out to the flank, and Murray's intercepting for the Rovers. Kicking on goal, Sam Murray. Oh, Cooper! Bang, bang, bang! Flew high on the goal line, tapped it in with the left boot. And what a goal from Nathan Cooper, the boom recruit of the Wangaratta Rovers. The Rovers hit the front for the first time by 5 points on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
That's why they love playing him forward. He's such an aerial threat, Nathan Cooper. He's just got a leap, jumped off in the one spot there, just straight up, took a good grab, and then as he landed, just popped it through. That's what they needed, the Rovers. Just a bit of a settler, get it moving again, and they've started this second quarter so much better.
That was Nathan Cooper's first disposal for the game, and my word, it was a good one. So great mark there, and Sam Murray has started this quarter like a house on fire. 3 disposals in the opening 5 minutes on the 40-wing stat sheet.
How about the leap? And then he almost kicked it out of mid-air. He didn't even worry about going back. Kicked it straight away, almost as he landed on the ground from his mark. The Magpies hack it off the deck to a vacant half-forward area. Spills over the line for a boundary throw. And Dan Vaccaro, if you can just go over the leading stat winner for us from each side, please.
Yeah, so far from Wangaratta Magpies, it's Alex Federico. He's had the 9 disposals. And big Chris Knowles is up to 7 for Wangaratta Magpies as well. And for Wang Rovers, it's Sam Murray with 8.
Boundary throw in. Damon trying to fight his way through the stoppage. Gets a hurried kick away and gains valuable yardage. And the ball spills over the line for a throw in right in front of Bob Jackson, who is boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, I'm not real confident in seeing Xavier Allison playing any further part in this game. He's strolling the boundary line. I think he's waiting for a rotation in the back half, but the likelihood of him playing any more part is very slim.
Of course, it happened in the first 4 minutes of the game. Xavier Allison, the captain of the Rovers, as Max Bean marks here for Wangaratta, chipping in the ball to Clark, sliding marking. Great vision from young Max Bean. 12 games with the Murray Bush Rangers, now 7 with the Magpies, and he centred the ball beautifully to the co-captain in Clark.
How good was that? Just had eyes on the footy, Maxi Bean, went up, took the mark there, really, really good. And then the poise to find Clark sprinting inside 50 the way he did. That's a risky matchup at the moment, I feel. I feel Clark is the guy on Ledger. Might be a little bit too quick for him, so I'll be interested to see if they pull a move on that one.
So here's Jackson Clark. Had a big season, 21 games, 25 goals and 12 times in the best. The co-captain will kick from 25 metres on a slight angle to the Lavy number 2 end. The Magpies they was going to say they regained the lead, but it just missed to the left-hand side. Bad kicking is bad footy. The Magpies sit at 1-4-10. The Rovers 2-2-14. CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Monty, that's 2 set shots from Tilly in the first quarter, a set shot from Ellis, and also a set shot that didn't make the distance that have all missed.
Yeah, they've got to be a lot better than that at the moment. They're just giving the Rovers a chance to stay in the game. Now they're in front. That's going to come back to root.
4 opportunities from 4 gettable set shots. As Damon hangs that footy a long time up in the air.
Chop of the arms.
Chop of the arms against Froggy Federico, the Prince. And it's a free kick to Philo at half-back. Paint of the defensive 50.
Froggy is weaving its way in very nicely to the broadcast panda.
Alliteration goes off the tongue beautifully. The old man, what's his name again?
Mr.
Froggy Federico. You'll like that.
Froggy Senior.
Froggy Senior, Froggy Junior.
He wanted tadpoles. That's what he said.
We can roll with that. Rigoni goes short. Philo called to play on. Now he's in trouble. Has to get rid of it in a hurry. They work it out. He goes back to Sam Murray, almost in the last line of his defence. Penetrating kick goes to half-back, and Jace McQuaid marks, and the switch is on. He goes by hand straight away to the hard-running Parnell.
Parnell onto Stone. Stone retreats via hands and Nolan, but this will suit the left footer. Shagger long down the line for the Rovers. Cooper was getting there late, so too Schulte. And in the end, Jackson Clark with a big crucial fist out of bounds for a boundary throw in on true centre wing.
Yeah, Brody Philo, he started this game really well. He's up to 10 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, and Sam Murray up to the 9 as well. So big names for Wang Rovers getting involved.
2-2-14 to 1-4-10. The Rovers lead the Magpies here after 9 minutes in the second term for Jaco Albury-Wodonga. Grand final, Wangaratta Derby style. Got a whistle here, Monty.
Yeah, it's going to go to Newton, and he's just copped another one, is it?
Jeez. From Damon.
A little rib
Not overly sportsmanlike there from Ed, but umpire said it was fair. Long down the line, kick from Newton, trying to find Norton. Did well against Nolan and was under some pressure. Finds the right boot. Gains about 35 metres. Contest forms. Dispossessed was Brigoni. Head over the football, Catapan. Newton applies the tackle. We've got a high free kick, Monty.
Yeah, probably a bit stiff there. Catapan just gets in nice and low. Newton come in a little bit hot and heavy, and got him a little bit high over the shoulder.
I reckon he burrowed his head in there, Catapan, looking for that contact toe. A free kick to the Rovers as Damon goes down the line, coming up, meeting the footy on centre wing is Lockie McCartney. Rovers 14, lead the Magpies 10. 10 minutes played for NZ second term. McCartney high up and under. All players fall over, and Cam Barrett leaves the football instead of marking. Won't see that again. Smart's kick across goals has to be perfect. It is. Ellis marks in the left back pocket. Grandstand side for the Magpies, who haven't kicked a goal since the opening one, which was the 6th minute of the first quarter. Here's Smart in defence for the Wang Magpies. We'll expect him to go long down the line here. He does. Right in front of the benches. Clark stands tall, not able to mark. Rovers bring it to ground. Christie over this football. Rigoni's hand pass was clever. Onto O'Brien. Weaves one, weaves two. Kick in a hurry is turned over. Richards wins it for the Magpies, and they are away.
Oh, Knowles has got a paddock of space, and he needs to get it to Hayden. Oh, Knowles, he sold some candy. Here's Matt Hayden's task. He's up to it. He marks. He's running into an open goal, and Magpies hit the lead in the second term. It was a play of the day for Elite Body and Paint, set up by the big ruckman in Chris Knowles, and Matt Hayden finished the job. The Magpies in the lead by 2 points. CMB truck and bus scoreboard.
Massive win at half back here from the Wangaratta Magpies. Kick got to Knowles, who has been massive to start this game for the Magpies. He's standing up big and strong. Had to go quickly, and he did. Really quick decision. Great kick out to Matty Hayden, and he did the rest. Great finish from the goal line.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you mentioned that man, Chris Knowles. He is on top at the moment in that ruck battle. 8 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet. That was only Wangaratta's 3rd entry this quarter inside 50, but what a good finish that was.
What brilliant play from Nick Richards onto the Magpies, and they kicked a goal. Here's Murray out of the middle. Christie standing tall. An Elite Body and Paint mark of the day in a big wrestle with Matt Grossman. Too many don't come out on top against Matt. And Christie can go back for the instant reply for the Rovers.
Oh, how good is that from the centre square? We just talked about Knowles' work in there, but that tap there from Ed Damon just got it to his coach. And geez, they look good at the moment. When they get moving around the footy, the Rovers, they look so dangerous. Wangaratta just need to hold on and keep doing what they're doing, because they're playing quite well as themselves.
This is what they did so well in the semi-final against Myrtleford. Answered every single reply with one of their own. Will Christie has already got one today, pretty much directly in front, and he misses to the left-hand side. So every single shot on goal to that Hannah Street end, going across to the left-hand side. That's his second behind today, Will Christie, and a let off for the Pies. The Rovers 15, the Magpies 16 on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Talking to Robbie McKinley at quarter time, he reckons that win is definitely going right to left, going to that Hannah Street end.
The kick in from the Magpies went out to the velodrome side, but Damon sharked it, kicked up to half forward, leaving it behind Ellis, now boarding on for the Magpies. That'll bring rain. High up and under, goes about 10 metres long and 35 in the air. Thrown on the boot by the Rovers, inside forward 50. Well done, Boarding-Yong. Got a spoil in front of Brody Philo. Spills out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, Jason McQuaid's just come off and he's getting some attention with for a right calf right in front of me right now. So he's getting some attention. That made Nathan Cooper go behind the footy. So Scotty Montgomery called for this earlier in the game, and he's got his call.
And any update on Xavier Adelson, the co-captain of the Rovers?
Yeah, I think his day's done, lads. He's trying to get some movement back into that knee, but I genuinely feel that his day's done.
It's been over a quarter.
Instructions down there, so he looks like he's just playing that coaching role down there.
Ball's back into play. The Magpies stand up. Fumbling was Sharrock. He now has to handball underground, trying to find Ellis. Ellis left it behind. Spills the way of the Rovers. Nolan got it to Philo. Now back onto Nolan. The left footer. Tackled by Jackson Clark.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds for a boundary throw in on the junction of the 50 and the boundary line. Velodrome side. The Magpies lead the grand final 2-4-16 to the Rovers 2-3-15. CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Goal apiece in this second quarter for Jaco through Cooper and Matt Hayden. The last goal of the game. Ellis pirouettes and sends a high up and under down the far Velodrome wing. Big pack of players bring it to ground. Federico kicks to half forward. Tilly against Ledger. Ledger sees it over the line for a throw-in. How many now for the Preston Prince, Froggy Federico, Dan Baccaro?
He's up to 11 on the 40-wing stat sheet, Panda, and just Sam Murray as well, starting to have his DNA on this contest. He's up to 10, but looking dangerous.
16 plays 15. Magpies up by a solitary point for CMV Truck and Bus. Second term, we've played it tad over 14 minutes. Boundary throw-in. Clark with brute strength, able to get a kick away. Not too many players would have been able to from that stoppage. His kick didn't go far. And we have a ball up right point of the square, favouring the Magpies.
14, almost 15 gone for NZ as Jackson Clark kicks the Magpies into attack with a shallow entry. Nolan Richards. Nolan stands up. Handball's trying to find a bit of grass. Rigoni impacted the contest. Spills now to Richards for the Magpies. He left it behind. Parnell 1-2 with Philo. Now back to Parnell. What do the umpires say, Monty?
Out of bounds.
Bit stiff there, must have been very, very tight, but yeah, Parnell's not happy about it. But anyway, the umpire was there right on the spot, so really good decision.
Boundary umpires Isaiah Bassett, Tom Johnson, Daniel Miles, Batoli and Will Sayers, all doing a very good job this afternoon. Of course, led by Jeff Bassett, Jason Rain and Brenton Poole, the men in green for the grand final. Philo had his head ripped off. Umpire said, did it with no prior opportunity. We'll ball it up, 55 out from Magpies goal.
Thought he was going to ping him for holding the ball then, and then umpire Brenton Poole, who gave you a stand at the Morris Medal on the other night, Gussie. Strange. He's a good umpire though. Brenton, Murray at half-back. Left foot snapped down the line. Fumbling that one was McCartney. Melville was clean. On for Federico. Gets it back, Federico. Melville under pressure. Brought down from behind. Holding the ball, free kick. Great run-down tackle from Dylan Wilson. He's got the ball at half-back for the Rovers, who trail by 1 point. 15 plays 16. Pies up in the derby, 16 gone for NZ, second term.
Space here for McCarthy in the Rovers, but he dropped the mark, and now 3 Magpies arrive in support. Harry Smart did well. He just throws it on the boot towards centre wing and hits the logo. Laverty left it behind. Cooper looks like he's gone behind the ball now.
Yeah, with Jason McQuaid coming off, as Bobby Jackson touched on before, the calf. Cooper's had to go behind the footy.
To survive a scare there, the Magpies. The Rovers were out, but McCarthy fumbled at the crucial moment. Up goes the footy. Damon won the tap, but didn't get real certainty on the contest. Federico dispossessed. Stone kicking, just lands inside the field of play. Boundary thrown in front of Bobby J, Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, the players have got a really welcome relief here because the play's been over the other side for the majority of the quarter and they can't get their rotation. So as soon as game come over this side, rotations left, right and centre, and McQuaid's gone down back and Cooper's gone forward, so that was just a cover while he was off.
Catapan's hand was to space, running onto the football was Smart, high up and under torpedo to half forward. Will the ball get out the back? Laverty's dangerous in these positions, thought he got his head ripped off. Newton goes by hand to Big Knowlesy. Banana outside of the boot from 40, flying shot on goal. Not even Chris Knowles, Superman of the final series, can kick that through for a goal. Minor score, the Pies eke out to a 2-point lead, 17 plays 15, 17 gone for NZ second term.
The Rovers have it in the back pocket with McCarthy, who chips, dangerous chip, but O'Brien marks. How many for Lockie O'Brien on the 40 winks?
Yeah, he's about to come up for his 8th disposal, Gus.
The Morris medalist, one of 3 from Monday night, alongside Jackson East and Sean Driscoll. The Rovers under the pump. Parnell gets a 1-2, got it from Justin Lewis and set sail with a long ball down the line. Melville and McCartney. McCartney and Melville, 1-1 draw. Umpire's going to ball it up. True centre wing on the Velodrome side. The Rovers, they trail 2-3-15. The Magpies 2-5-17. CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
McCartney's definitely carried an ankle into this game, boys. He's limping again as he got up from that contest, so just keep an eye on that one.
Strange decision to play him if he's coming in under the pump. Smart goes by hand to Tyler Norton. Goes in towards the corridor. Batten has to get rid of it in a hurry. The kick to the middle of the ground might work out for Newton, who leaves it like a good opening batsman. Laverty caught one high, and then he's got to be careful not to reverse this saviour. We know he can get a little carried away. Has a free kick in the middle of the ground. Shocking kick. Straight to his opposite number. Jace McQuaid intercepts to the Wang Rovers. Deep in defence, who trail 15-17. Still only a goal apiece in this second quarter for Jaco. Gussie?
I don't want to put a dampener on this, but it hasn't been a great second term, gents. As the ball goes out of bounds. Schulte! Laverty just threw him into the bricks there, and I tell you what, that's not great there. I hope the umpires just keep tabs on that one, Monty. That could have been really dangerous.
It could have been. He sort of just let go at the right time, I reckon, because he could have really carried him into those bricks.
Boundary throw-in comes back into play at ground level. Laverty, apply to tackle, spills out now for the Rovers. And it's Lewis who goes long down the line. Spills out the back. Boyd got a good bounce. Clever from the co-captain. Breaks away to a one-on-one inside 50. It's Big Ed Damon up to the challenge and kicking a goal from the top of the square. Beautiful finish from Ed Damon. All set up by the poise and brilliance of the co-captain in Tom Boyd. The Rovers regain the lead for CMV Truck and Bus.
And again, set up from half-back. Justin Lewis's win at half-back and then just ran and carried it long. But how good Tom Boyd. Just got it around the body, and a one-on-one, just too big, too strong. Ed Damon for Matty Grossman there, and a really smart finish.
Yeah, first time we've really seen Tom Boyd come alive in that contest, but that was fantastic. And Ed Damon with the goal there. 7 disposals for him and a goal, but the battle in the ruck is still really good. Chris Knowles, 9 disposals, playing a good game of footy on the 40-wing stat sheet.
So Big Ed Damon kicking his first major for the afternoon. Murray tries to come out of the middle with pace once again. Norton right up against him, brought down on a heavy tackle. And a little bit of argy-bargy, and Dan Sharrock just copped a flying left from Sam Murray. Bit of heat in the derby. Umpire Tommy Lockhart running out on the ground.
Just get off, Tommy.
Yeah, get back to Bobby Jackson. Get on Bobby Can, Tommy. Norton evades traffic. Wide tied to her. Right side for a left footer. Laverty pushed McQuaid under the football. Allowed the ball to get out the back. The Rovers are happy to see this one across the chalk for a boundary throw. And Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks, second term, please.
Yeah, well, the inside 50 count's an interesting one considering the first quarter. So Wang Rovers had the 10 this quarter already, and Wangaratta just had their 6. So on top in the territory battle, Rovers.
21 plays, 17 for CMV Truck and Bus. The Rovers lead the Magpies in the big dance. Tap was won by Christie. Picked up by Schulte, taken high. Umpire Jason Rain spotted it, Monty.
Yeah, it was there, definitely there. And he definitely made sure the umpire saw it through the head back. Made a bit of a noise, but yeah, well done by Schulte just to get that free kick. Got there first, so probably deserved it.
Across left half back for the Wangaratta Rovers, called to play on, and he comes long to the broadcast position. 2 on 1, the 2 prevail. Well done, Knowles. Now Federico, but Bean, he just saw it out of bounds for a boundary throw, and right in front of you, Bobby J, Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, just while that last goal was being kicked, the physios went out to Lockie McCartney and they had a really good look at him and asked him about his ankle, and he's just come off now. I think he's just getting a little bit of treatment now as we speak with the physios down here on that ankle that Monty's mentioned.
Probably the same position as Aiden Tilly from last week. Kick out of mid-air.
Yeah, no, to kick any danger. Federico's hands were nearly on the ball when the kick come from Will Christie.
So Federico with another 40 wings disposal. Kicks this towards the boundary line. Jackson Clark with a bit of hang time. Wasn't able to mark. Was good at ground level. Went by hand towards Hayden. Jez Rigoni, the star in the first semi-final. Sees it over the boundary line for a throw-in. So repeating for Ray White Wodonga. The Wodonga Raiders claiming their first A-grade netball premiership over the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and great scenes up at the netball courts here at Lavington earlier this afternoon. Thrown back in at half forward for the Wang Magpies. Lewis has to get rid of it. Got a hand pass away in a nick of time. Norton, left foot around the corner from Waitai Tour. It's a shallow entry. It goes towards the boundary line and out of play for a throw-in. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, you mentioned Alex Federico earlier. He's putting together some performance. 15 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet, so putting together a really good performance.
Only 3 goals here in the second term. 2 to the Rovers, 1 to the Magpies. Cooper and Damon and Matt Hayden for their respective sides. Head over the football here is Thompson. Just throws on the left and wants to gain some yardage. The big boys go at it now. Cooper's there for the Rovers. Handballs to Catapan in grass. And now Murray streaming through the centre of the ground for the Rovers. He got a bad bounce off the cricket pitch. Got it back in his hands. Left foot kick. Top of the goal square. But Grossman was there for the Magpies, and he's happy to rush it through for a rush behind. He's going to play on quickly, and Matt Grossman's going to go velodrome side for the Pies.
He does, goes to a one-on-one. Hunter Gotchling comes up and meets the footy, takes a nice mark in the Dukes, kicks down the middle of the Lavy Sports Ground. Federico fumbled a chest mark, wasn't able to mark. There's a whistle, Monty, for McRae Motors.
Paid hold on the footy. It looked like Brody Foley got a handball on that, so very stiff there, but he's paid hold on the ball.
Federico kicks to a 2v2. Lavity down there, also Hayden. Good work, the Rovers defence. Spills out here towards Richards. There's another whistle.
Yeah, too high against Newton there on Jason McQuaid. Just got him a little bit high, a little bit too overzealous.
So a free kick to the Rovers on the last line of defence. They lead by 5 points, 22-17, as McQuaid goes out to a 2v1. O'Brien marks at half back, takes a bounce and plays on, goes by hand.
Over the top to Catapan, sits nicely now. In his second season with the Rovers, Catapan's playing a strong grand final. Links up with the Morris medalist and O'Brien. They get it to half forward. Charlie Thompson's a kick and a half from home. Not many options present for Charlie, so he's going to set sail to the top of the goal square and hope Big Ed can fly. Or Cooper brought it front and centre. Schulte handballs in towards space. Bordignong's there. Bombs it as far as he can for the Magpies, and it's a foot race. The Sherrod is going to win, and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. The Magpies' defence stands up on the last line.
Massive win there. They had a massive size advantage there to the Rovers, but Matty Grossman come off his man, come on into Cooper and got a spoil on it, and they get out of danger. Very well played.
Magpies led by 2 points at quarter time. The Rovers now by 5 points. Can't be long left. In this second quarter, we've gone 25 minutes. Murray out of the stoppage. Kicks to half forward. Melville in a 1v1 versus Noah Schulte. Smart overran the football. Wide-tied Tour there. Melville wins it back cleanly for the Pies. Kicks to a one-on-one. Lavity getting held by the arm by Parnell, who tapped it out the back towards McQuaid, who pops it over the top towards Parnell. Was clever. Spins out of the Jackson Clark attempted tackle. It's a high up and under ball inside 50. Damon! Oh, and there was almost a wrestling suplex from Bordignon on Cooper off the ball. Damon doesn't even turn his head, and he can line up for his second in a row.
Just too big, too strong there, Big Ed. Just way too strong, and this is where it's going to be danger signs for the Wang Magpies coaching box. They're starting to get outsized forward often, and these big, high, long bombs, they need to keep an eye on.
So this was the stage where he made his name last year. The Did Simpson medalist in the 24 decider. Oh, it's an ordinary kick off the instep. Oh, flying high was Boyd, wasn't able to mark. We have a heap of players over this pill on the last line, and Nathan Cooper just doing the Dean Brogan, chasing after his opponent. We've got a ball up on the last line.
26 gone here for NZ. Bassett, the umpire, throws the Sheridan off. Clever ruck work there from Boyd. He went up. Damon wrapped in a tackle. Umpire calls for a stoppage. We'll ball it up 10 from the goal.
Yeah, there's a bit going on down there, boys. It's really fierce defending from the Wangaratta Magpies, and the Rovers aren't liking it, as we saw Cooper just chase after Hunter Gotchling, but they're going to have to stay on their game here, the Pies.
Deep into attack here for the Rovers. Here's O'Brien from the stoppage, kicking a Sunjan goal of the day. All class from the Wangaratta Rovers superstar. And that is an enormous momentum swinger going into the main break.
It's
and
on.
It's on, boys.
It is on, boys. This could get ugly with the siren having gone. There's about 15 players involved already. Wow. We've got Sam Murray's there trying to get his players out of it. Cooper,
boards.
they've been going at it. A few players are now up and going. Looks like Brody Fowler's in there trying to separate them. Done like Kim normally, he's in the middle of it.
The siren sounded, Gussie, probably 1 second after Lockie O'Brien kicked that snap. Extraordinary way to end half-time.
Just in the nick of time, the Wangaratta Rovers kick a big goal at half-time to maintain their lead. They lead 4-4-28 to the Wangaratta Magpies 2-5-17 here at half-time in the 2025 Ovens and Murray Grand Final decider. That was the second term for Jaco Albury-Wodonga.
It's still going, Gussie.
David Ellison,
it's
Matty
still
Hayden,
going.
Lockie McCartney.
Aidan Tilley, he's all amongst it, and common sense just needs to prevail here, boys. The Rovers just need to stay off the ground, let the Magpies
Jace Heatley's now too. Jace Heatley has been verbal with the Wangaratta Rovers, so tensions are boiling here, Gussie.
Who said these two sides can get along? What an absolute load of horse crap. They absolutely hate each other, and they're going to bash the living crap out of each other on the second half of this game. It's hostile. It's fierce.
Was Bobby in the middle? Look, he was too.
Oh, Bobby's throwing haymakers in there. We'll take a break here on O&M Live. Half-time, the Rovers lead 28 to the Wangaratta Magpies 17 on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box, and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The Athlete's Foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first. We go on adventures, offer guidance and cherish every moment together. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they put family first too. They provide care and compassion where it matters most. And with a fixed price funeral plan, you can be assured your family won't be burdened by the cost of your funeral. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury, Wodonga and Corowa, Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
That 7 disposals and kicked a goal. Alex Federico's been one of the best players. Got going yet either. Xavier Laverty.
Yeah, it's been a funny sort of a game, hasn't it? You'd like to think that Rovers are getting more control of the footy, but just not finishing off. And you said at quarter time they had more inside 50s than the Magpies. Is that right?
Yeah, dominated. So Wangaratta had 15.
But I felt like Magpies had control in that first quarter, but the second quarter the Rovers felt like. We know Rovers' second quarter is their best quarter, and they I can't help but feel that Rovers are ready to put the foot down.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. And an 11-point lead at half-time is exactly where you want to be, isn't it? That's what you're thinking. I feel that, the Rovers just have more options, especially through the middle of the ground right now, that, as you touched on with those stats, they just feel like they're on top of the ground running a bit more, whereas in the first quarter, as you touched on them, Bobby, felt like it was Wang's game. Yes. They just weren't able to convert inside 50, and I thought that the defence of the Rovers looked a little bit undermanned. It looked like they were in a bit of trouble. I called for it. I wanted Cooper back there. But then they just worked their way into the game. Their midfield got on top, which is probably the difference. They started to stop a bit of the supply, and then it's come back down their way in the second quarter, and all of a sudden it looks like Wang's a bit undermanned in defence, and it looks like the Rovers have all the running.
Well, you go back to probably the midfield, Bob, as well, and they took care of that only because Federico's really the only one that's flying the flag for them in the midfield, where Rovers have so many more options. Obviously, you've got Sam Murray, who came into his own in that quarter as well. Brodie Filo's really playing a solid game, so they have just got a few more options in the engine room where it's easier to nullify Federico's influence, and then all of a sudden you're completely on top in that midfield. So it's really good work by Rovers.
I can't help but feel that they got their matchups in that back 50 right that quarter in regards to the Rovers. Parnell got caught out a couple of times. The three big fellas, Parnell, McQuaid and Ledger. I just think they got their matchups slightly wrong in that first quarter and got found out a couple of times. But I think you mentioned a couple of times in the call, Monty, they've got it right in that second. They've got the mix right.
Yeah, I think so, absolutely.
I agree, and the one thing I really love that quarter is Ed Damon was in much more dangerous positions that quarter. He floated forward, but he just looked like at that marking contest. Chris Knowles has done a fantastic job. He's up to 9 disposals, but it just goes goes to show how hard it is to nullify that 2 ruck combo, and especially when Ed Damon goes forward. He just looks like a natural full forward when he goes in there and starts clunking those marks as well.
Well, he goes there and gets Matt Grossman as his defender, who's given up probably 6-7 inches and probably 10 kilos as well. So you could see a couple of times he just stood there with his hand in the air saying, "Kick it to me, boys, kick it to me," and they did, and then he got that goal. And I just feel that he might be the one. Put Christie up the ground, put him in the middle, because him and Knowles have a pretty good battle, and get Damon forward and get him the most dangerous forward. I feel out of the square, get Boyd and the other boys up the ground just a little bit. Cooper looks dangerous in the air. Obviously only taking that one grab and kick the goal from the goal line, but I feel that every time it goes in there, he looks like he's going to do something.
Yep.
And you mentioned at quarter time that the space that the Magpies were getting in their forward 50 was to their benefit. I think Rovers shut that down in that quarter and really shut down the space that the forwards wanted. So we're interested to see how it unfolds in the second half in regards to the space that's been given in that forward 50, if it's still there. The Rovers are really shutting it. It's turning into an arm wrestle, and I think it's Rovers. It's suiting Rovers a little bit better than the Magpies. The Magpies are hanging on. That's the feeling I'm getting.
Yeah, for mine, it feels like Kieran Parnell really stepped up in that second quarter. I thought he zoned off a lot better. He went to help. He wasn't playing that third tall option quite as much. Looks like Jez Rigoni went back to play that third tall option, so Parnell got a bit more freedom, and he was able to just roll off. And his speed, God, he's quick. As soon as he gets it, he takes off, gets the 1-2s, links up, and I feel that he's the guy that really got him going in that second quarter. I know Murray started to get on the stat sheet, but I thought Parnell, the way he positioned his body and was able to cut off a lot of forward thrusts from the Wangaratta, really set them up.
It's definitely doesn't feel like he's only had the 7 disposals, Kieran Parnell, because he's run off the half back, 6 in the quarter. But even in the first quarter, he had that really big run as well. He's such like a 100-metre player, isn't he? He runs 50 metres and he can kick, so he's got a raking kick on him too.
And Jez Rigoni, they pulled the trigger in the second semi-final with Rigoni and pushed him forward to the footy. So that may be something they might pull after half time, because he gave them a real spark. He 2 goals in that second half in the second semi-final. So he's a player that they can pull the trigger on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, look, we go into the Wangaratta rooms. Jace Heatley, what's he saying right now? Obviously, a fair bit was said on the ground between the two teams. Bobby, you were right in the thick of it. You were in there saying a few too, I reckon. But it looks like there's no love lost between the two. We've seen a few little spot fires, and obviously it really boiled over right on the siren. Then it was really on.
Bob, I want to ask you: do you, as a coach, would you feed on that, or would you try and get back to the? I guess it sort of depends how it's feeling in the contest and what the score is as well.
I reckon for the first 30 seconds, you get into the change room. Oh, these blokes this, these blokes that, these blokes this. Jason was right in the middle of it. He was pointing fingers left, right, and centre. And then once I went into the change rooms, the elderly supporters from both clubs were going on with it. There was fingers pointing both ways. So I reckon it lasts for probably 10 to 15 seconds after you get in the change rooms. And once the coaches get in there and bring the heart rate down a little bit, they get down to business and say, right, we got to pick this game apart and find a way to win.
Yep. Well, that's it. That's what you got to get back to as a coach, isn't it? It's because that's not how you're going to win a game fighting. You're going to win a game by your structures and who's going to get the ball the most. And you just got to get to your midfield, I feel, from Jace Heatley and say, boys, we've got to absolutely trounce in that quarter. We need to get on the roll. Don't just leave it up to Knowlesy to do all the grunt work. We need to get moving. Federico was okay, but I thought after that Norton really got a bit of a lesson. Maybe they drop that tag and go to someone else.
He played a little bit outside, didn't he? A bit outside.
Yeah, but was trying to follow Murray as much as he can, but Sam really started to get on top of him, I thought, in that second quarter, whereas I thought the first quarter was probably the other way around. I thought Norton played that role really well. Sam's touches didn't really hurt them, but in that quarter he was forward to centre a lot more, Sam, and kicking it inside 50, which just makes him so much more damaging.
100%. You talk about he always gets the footy. He's going to have anywhere from 25 to 30 disposals, but it's where he gets the footy is the most important. And if he's walking it out of the centre like he did on a couple of occasions, it spells some concerns for Magpies.
Yep, so what are the magnet moves do you feel that Jace Heatley could pull to try and get some momentum back? Because it felt like they lost all momentum. They're still in the game, only 11 points down, but all momentum sort of felt like it went the other way to the Rovers camp in that second quarter.
I can't help but think that he'll want Laverty and Tilly to get more hands on the footy. So find a way to get the ball into their hands, whether it's a structural thing to give them more space like they did in that first quarter, Monty, that you highlighted quite often. I just find that they need to have a trick up their sleeve to get that on their terms. If not, then they may be in for a long day. But those two guys are the keys. Whenever the ball gets near them in some space, they cause headaches.
Well, we saw it throughout the final series when they played their best footies, when they went one out in their 50. Even when Jackson Clark used to go forward and they used to leave him one out.
That's another matchup as well.
If Laverty was off on the bench or what have you. So they need to free up their 50. Like I felt like it was just a little bit too congested when they went forward, especially for Wang Magpies' point point of view, because they'd love to open it up, Bob.
Well, at times there, when they congested it made it easier for Parnell to zone off and run. Whereas if it was spaced, he had to be committed to Jackson Clark, I think, a couple of times, and Clark was a little bit strong and a little bit quick for him. So they need to orchestrate that sort of setup again in the second half.
Yep.
Well, for mine, the man that's really got to stand up for the footy is Jasper Craven. I feel he's a guy, he's been thereabouts. He's kicked 21 goals this year, averages 13 touches a game. So he's a guy that goes a goal a game. It just doesn't feel like he's been in it at all up to half-time.
Hardly seen him, really, and you talk about it, he's that really, he can play that high half forward, and when you space out that forward 50, that's where he's really dangerous, because he not only does he go a goal a game, but he uses the ball really well. So if they can space out that 50 like we talked about, he's going to come into his own as well, you'd think. Because if he's in a crowded spot, he can't work his craft, so that's where it makes it hard as well. So get as much space as you can forward to centre for Magpies.
And it may turn into a war of attrition as well.
Yep,
Lockie McCartney's he's carrying the league.
Allison's done for the day.
Allison's done for the day. Melville saw the Squid's calf. It looks like it's tightening up again. This second half could be last man standing, Monty.
Absolutely.
So 89 grand final. Survival of the fittest.
Yes.
Well, it's an 11-point lead for the Wangaratta Rovers here at the Lavington Sports Ground on O&M Grand Final Day. And we're going to take a break. That was our Elders Rural halftime show, and we'll be back with all the second half action on O&M Live, because on O&M Live, you don't miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The Athlete's Foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first. We go on adventures, offer guidance and cherish every moment together. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they put family first too. They provide care and compassion where it matters most. And with a fixed price funeral plan, you can be assured your family won't be burdened by the cost of your funeral. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury Wodonga and Corowa Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals celebrate.
Wodonga, your local family-owned Massey, Ferguson and Fent dealer.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to O&M Live. We thank the men in green for holding up the play, and we're back underway here on Grand Final Day. Here's the third term. It's thanks to our good friends at Wiesner's, and we're back underway in the middle of the ground. Damon and Catapan burrow their way through for the Rovers. Catapan kicks him up to half forward, in dispute. Here's Roberts for the Magpies. Calm, collected, onto Whiteside Tour. Long down the line, marks being taken by Hayden.
Matty Hayden plays on straight away to half forward. Good pick up at ground level, Ledger. Not sure he got a hand to it. Damon kicks it in a hurry around the corner to no one in particular. Michael Bordignon, who was in a suplex wrestle with Nathan Cooper just before half time. Full stone cold Steve Austin style. Has it at half back. Sits this up to half forward. Coming up meeting the football was Laverty. He's been in everything in the first half. Puts on a Shepherd. Wide tied to a grab by Shag and Owen. And we have a stalemate out on the far wing in front of that hill, which is decorated in brown and gold. Fair to say the Rovers fans have turned up here. They're a bit easier to spot with that brown and gold. Fair few Magpies in the house as well. Lockie O'Brien, who literally kicked a goal on the pain of half time, has the ball on ground level, and we have a ball up out on the far side. Third term for Wiesner's here in the grand final. Damon's starting to get on top around the ground. We have another ball up here in this third quarter. We've played a minute 20, all thanks to NZ Albury. It is a 11-point lead to the Wang Rovers.
We'll ball it up, Velodrome side, in dispute. Now O'Brien kicks it forward for the Rovers. It's going to spill out of bounds for a boundary throw. And Scott Montgomery, we had a lot of spice in the game on the eve of half-time. I think they might have gone on the full, actually.
Yep, yes.
But there's going to be more spice here after the main break.
Oh, there has to be. Both teams need to respond. Thought that second quarter, the Rovers had all the momentum, and it looked like Wang just sort of started that and kept that going because they needed that bit of a push with themselves.
Dangerous kick from Harry Smart, turned over at half forward. It's Philo for the Rovers. Brody Philo from downtown. Out of bounds on the full. The star just couldn't quite hit the Sharon nicely. It won't trouble the scorers. After 2 minutes, 28-17, no change from the main break.
Kick in has to be perfect from Barrett. Nathan Cooper affected the contest and forced a turnover once again as the Rovers kick it to the hot spot. No one down there. Going back in the hole is the smallest men on the ground.
They've had some chances here, the Rovers, inside 50s. They needed this to be a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, go back to their normal methodology.
Fall in 2.5 minutes inside 50s for Rovers.
Nick Richards taking that mark. He goes to half-back, boarding on his target. Federico sits under a high ball. Grossman has to track this back. Christie after him. Shovels it back. The Magpies doing a lot of defending here at the moment. The Rovers heat is brilliant. And it's a free kick holding the ball. It's going to go the way of the Rooster. Alex McCarthy, who loves a big moment. He's tied up against the boundary. Might be too far out to snap around the corner, Monty.
He's coming up like he's going to get ready for it, so could be interesting. Fraser Ellis is there, but he's going to charge in as soon as he steps off that line.
He has to kick this perfectly and make unbelievable contact. Alex McCarthy snapping around the corner. Looked good.
Yeah, it's home. It's home.
It might be a goal. Oh, the Magpies argue. They thought it was touched. McCarthy doesn't mind, and the Rovers get the all-important first goal of the third quarter, snapping around the corner. 17-point the margin on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Oh, they've absolutely deserved it, Rovers, this quarter. They are absolutely dominating the inside 50s. 5 inside 50s, and we haven't even been going for 4 minutes yet, so they have started like a house on fire. O'Brien, he started well. 12 disposals for him for the match and a goal. Brody Philo as well, getting his hands in the footy early in the third, and he's had the 14 for the day as well. So Rovers flying at the moment.
Brody Philo's been big to start this quarter. I reckon he's been big all day, just standing up in the big moments.
17-point lead, a game high to the brown and gold as Murray breaks away and he feeds it now on to Thompson. They kick the centre half forward. Roberts under the pump, dispossessed. Umpires put the whistle away. In dispute. The Rovers inch and grit it forward. Did Thompson get taken high? Umpire said holding the ball.
Don't know how that one was there. I don't know where the pro opportunity was, but Charlie Thompson very stiff.
Boarding-Yong.
Hot on that all day, Gussie.
The Sharrock, who kicks across his body, a bit of a lob wedge, and he's got Jasper Craven. Craven, centre wing, Velodrome side. His side trail by 17 points as he kicks a shallow entry inside 50. Laverty thought he got a good enough piece. Umpire said no. Socket by Parnell, out of defensive danger. Roberts and McCartney lock horns. Umpire's going to call for it. We'll ball it up right on the boundary line, Velodrome side. 4.5 gone for NZ. The Magpies trail 17-34.
Just hasn't been Xavier Laverty's day. That one fell on his lap, wasn't able to hold the mark. The Magpies need to get him in the game.
If you just joined us, there was a big fight on half-time. The Rovers led by 11 points, and they lead by 17 as Grossman marks at half-back. Bites off an aggressive kick into the corridor. Sharrock his target. Sharrock marks. He's held up well on the mark. Kicks to half-forward. Clark not able to mark. Good fish from Parnell. He just slipped off. And got into it. Fraser Ellis high.
Played it well.
A free kick to the Magpies in between wing and half-forward. Kick it in quickly to Jackson Clark. He's all on his own. Waits too long, but it doesn't matter. He tries to climb the mountain. He should have given away a high. The umpire, Jace Rain, says I'll have it. We'll have a ball up 45 metres around from Magpie goal. We'll kick into the Hannah Street end in this third quarter for Wiesners. This right in front of the grandstand.
Jason Rain has the ball in hand. The men in green. Damon took it out of the ruck, throws it on the boot. Gotchling fed it on to Roberts. Dinky ball inside 50. The lead from Hayden was strong, but the kick was poor. Now the Rovers via McCartney. Here's a go for Philo. Running through the corridor. Catapan got it onto Wilson. Wilson's in the centre of Lavington. Handballs to big Will Christie. Christie 65 from home. Lob wedge into the hot spot. They need a flyer. Stays at ground level. The Magpies have Crummers. Out the back was Waitai Tua. Stands up trying to find Gotchling. Gotchling head over the football. Taken high by Christie. Umpire's got the whistle away. Ball's in dispute. Alice handballs, trying to find a teammate. Waitai Tua kicks the boundary line, and Grossman's got work to do.
Waitai Tua just literally wanted to see that in touch, out of play. He found it, and the Magpies defence hold up. Monty, good pressure from the Rovers.
Yeah, poor by Dylan Wilson. He should have just kicked it inside 50 going in there. Cooper one-on-one, just get it out into space. He would have been able to take the marker and big Cooper decided to give a handball and gave the Wangaratta Magpies a chance to get back and defend.
Boundary throw in, forward pocket for the Wang Rovers. Knowles with the tap down. Him and Froggy Federico not on the same page. Catapan able to evade a tackle. O'Brien wrong side for a left footer. His kick is intercepted by Matt Grossman. He got the Bronx cheers from the Wangaratta Magpie fans. And Grossi kicks out of defence. He's turned it over, has he? Out of bounds on the full, and the Rovers will have it back. They kicked the only goal this third quarter. Thanks to McCarthy, they lead by 17 points, all thanks to Inspirations Paint.
Quickly inside 50, Will Christie marks. He had 4 Magpies to beat, and the kick was centimetre perfect, Scott Montgomery.
They were just all undersized Magpies. He had Grossman, he had Roberts, he had a few of those guys. Just don't have the height to go with these key forwards of the Wangaratta Rovers at the moment. They're going to have to find a way to match up a little bit better, because right now, the way they're dominating territory, the Rovers look like they could kick a big score in this third quarter.
Lockie O'Brien showcasing how good of a kicker the Sherrin he is. Here's Will Christie, 35 metres out, slide angle, Lavington number 2, and Will Christie kicks a major. The Rovers kick 3 on the bounce as Will Christie kicks his second, and the brown and gold move to 6-4-40. The Wangaratta Magpies 2-5-17. The ball is well and truly in the court of the black and white now.
Yeah, need some damage control. Now Wangaratta Magpies Rovers are dominating. 7 inside 50s already in this quarter and are marked for it. Lockie O'Brien started like a house on fire. He's up to 14 disposals and a goal for the game, so he's starting to show why he's the 2025 Morris Medal.
Certainly is.
4 in a row to the Wangaratta Rovers through Damon, O'Brien, McCarthy and Will Christie with his second. Margin out to 23 points. Back in the middle, over to the Wang Magpies now, who have it all ahead of them. Damon inside 50, Cooper in a wrestle with Bordignon. Bordignon wants a free kick. Umpire says play on. Schulte dives over the football. Umpire says I'll have it. Ball up, 48 metres in front of Wang Rovers' goal. We'll kick the only 2 of this third quarter for Wiesners. No ruckman could get a tap down to that. Damon working his bum off. Gotchling just got a little bit sloppy. Gave away a high free kick to Catapan, who's always at the bottom of every pack. He could have given a hand pass off to Justin Lewis here. Magpie defence set up. He's going to take this kick just outside 50. Sits it up for a big flyer. Will Christie caught behind. Wasn't able to mark. Federico coming through with pace. Got a hand pass away, not sure whether it was a hand pass. And Matty Haben marks at half-back for the Wang Magpies, who trail 40-17 for Inspirations Paint. 10 minutes played, third quarter.
Hayden and half-back wants to attack the corridor. It's dangerous footy, but they need to roll the dice. Here's a go for Smart. Needs to pick up the share and does nicely. Now on to Melville, who kicks with a lob wedge inside 50. Laverty! Third bite of the cherry, got it, and he's going to have to kick this from 55, 60 metres.
Yeah, that's the first time he's looked like he's going to take a really good strong grab as he gets on straight away.
Laverty plays on, top of the square, Bean's the target. Touch through for a minor score. Well done, Justin Lewis. The Rovers still lead 6-4-40. The Magpies 2-6-18 thanks to Inspirations Paint. Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newey.
Yeah, just some news out of halftime. Xavier Allison's day is done. Officially, he's in his sneakers and club hoodie. And also, it's getting really, really dark down here, boys, so there's every chance there's some rain coming in the future.
Murray has the ball down the wing, receives it from Will Christie, sits it in towards the corridor. Damon! Elite Body and Paint mark of the day from the kick-in from the Rovers. Coast-to-coast transition footy, and Damon will line up for his second major.
Yeah, how good is that? You see Sam Murray and Will Christie celebrating here on the wing. They know how big that was to go end-to-end and be able to get a mark from Big Ed. And we might get Bobby J. Just keep an eye on Brody Philo, who come up, looked like he was struggling a little bit when he got to the bench, but we'll keep an eye on that one.
No, he's all good, mate. He's all good. He's just come off a breather.
This for 5 in a row for the Wang Rovers in the first 3 of the third quarter. And to put some serious separation between them and their neighbours, it's across the face. It just scrapes through for a score. 6-5 the Wang Rovers, 41 to the Magpies, 2-6-18. It is a 23-point margin at the 11th minute for NZ, third quarter.
Starting to dominate this game, Wang Rovers, but Ed Damon, 13 disposals and a goal for him. But Sam Catapan, he's up to 13 as well. He's had an unbelievable day on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Barrett's kick from fullbacks to a contest on our broadcast side. Ledger had a big fist. Christie prevails, feeds it on to Lockie McCartney. Now inside 50 goes Charlie Thompson, top of the goal square. The Rovers are everywhere. They need a good bounce. Grossman stands up defensively, applies a strong tackle to Jet Roberts, and umpire Jason Rain calls for the Sharon. Will ball it up, tied up in the pocket for the Wangaratta Rovers. So the Magpies are under the pump here. They are under the pump. They trail 41-18 for Inspirations Paint. Laverty's gone into the ruck for the Magpies to inject something, I should say, as Thompson is absorbed in a Jackson Clark tackle. Will throw it up 15 metres out from goal.
Dangerous position if you're a Wang Rovers flyer, because Damon is up against Laverty here. Roberts had to be good by hand. He was to Sharrock. Bork's back onto his right foot and clears defensive lines down the far wing. McQuaid was just tunnelled under the footy by Aidan Tilley. And it's a free kick to Jace McQuaid, and the Rovers going to rebound once again. They pump it into the hot spot. Damon got 2 hands to it. Wasn't able to mark. Coming through with pace was Charlie Thompson.
Whistle.
And there's a free kick for a high. Monty?
Jet Roberts, just a little bit overzealous there was Lockie McCartney, and just gave away the free kick, and it's going to go the way of Jet Roberts, who I reckon's been pretty solid today.
Had a pretty solid final series, but it's fair to say the Magpies are hanging on for dear life here in the grand final. They trail by 23 points as Grossman rebounds out of half-back.
Long down the grandstand side for the black and white. It's a 2-on-1, and the one wins. It was Shagger Nolan. Norton mopped up the crumbs for the Magpies. Handball was smothered. Head over the football. Well done by Richards. Now Melville. Handballs to Barrett, who's come off the bench. Puts his head over the footy but can't gather cleanly. Nolan turns it over to Gotchling. Now Gotchling for the Magpies. Inside 50. Oh! Flying high across was Ledger, but crumbing is Tilley. Just what the doctor ordered. Charles Ledger did everything right accept. Hang on to the Sharon. And Aidan Tilley, opportunistic as you like, kicks the Wangaratta Magpies' third goal.
That could have been so dangerous right there. And Charles Ledger got tunnelled by his own teammate. Wasn't able to take the mark. And Tilley, man on the spot, puts it through. What a finish from the big fella. They needed that one, that's for sure. And I'll tell you what, that's what the Magpies needed to get some momentum back down Vaccaro.
Yeah, it's just the fire starter they needed. It was a great finish there by Tilley, and that was only the third inside 50 for the quarter, and Rovers have had 10, so one against the Tide, big time. And Brad Melville, I can't help but think he's had a say in this quarter. He's had 5 disposals already, 13 for the game.
First goal since Matty Hayden goal in the 11th minute mark of the second quarter. Fair to say they needed that one, the Wang Magpies, as they go forward again out of the middle. But Kieran Parnell takes an intercept for the Wang Rovers in his own D50. Flicks it out wide to Sam Murray. How many for Sam, Dan Vaccaro?
He's had the 18, Panda.
He's been good for the Wang Rovers. He fakes out towards the Velodrome side. Comes back in through the corridor. He's ran very, very far. He took a bounce and turned it over. He can be laconic sometimes, Sam Murray. Coughs it up, and here come the Magpies right through the corridor. Grossman, floating kick inside 50. Not a great kick. This time Ledger hangs onto the mark. He's got it for the Rovers in defence. They lead by 17 points.
Yeah, very poor there from Matty Grossman. Needed to make sure it got over the back and at least give his bigs a chance. But Charles Ledger, I tell you what, he's getting better and better with every game he plays in the senior and stood up there.
So's this guy, Jez Rigoni, been a solid contributor as he kicks long down the Velodrome side. Cooper in a 1-on-1, just toe poked it forward. Federico's first on the scene for the Magpies. Great battle with Charlie Thompson. He's going towards the boundary line.
On the full.
Out of bounds on the full, Monty.
Yeah, against Froggy Federico, so it's going the other way of Charlie Thompson.
How many for Charlie on the 40 winks?
Charlie Thompson's had about to have 13, Gus.
He's got a true centre wing Velodrome side as he chips and he finds a teammate. It's Dill Wilson, who's been busy today as the official crowd attendance comes through. 6,500 here at the Lavington Sports Ground for the Wangaratta Derby. Inside 50, Cooper attacks the contest. Spills out for a boundary throw-in right in front of the Inspirations Paint scoreboard, which reads the Rovers 6-5-41, Wangaratta 3-6-24. We've played 16 minutes for NZ Albury in the third term for Wiesners.
11 inside 50s for Wang Rovers and the 40 wing stat sheet to 5 this quarter.
2-1 in the third quarter for Wiesners, favouring the Rovers.
Yeah, off the ball, boys. Dan Sharrock just got grabbed and dumped to the ground as that throwing was thrown in.
How many for Dan Sharrock, Dan?
He's about to have his 10th.
It's been solid for the Wang Magpies. Of course, missed so much footy with an ACL injury. Another ACL injury. Goes shorts to Jet Roberts, who fell over and careful not to call play on, but he didn't go off his line. Goes wide and laterally to Nick Richards, still at half back. He goes short to Roberts, who's called to play on. Goes straight down the corridor and turns it over. Was not the right option, was not on. The Rovers come back with presence the other way. Catapan by hand to Thompson. Tries to get around his target. Shoots it off the side of the boot. Philo toe pokes it out towards Christie. But in the end, the boundary line wins out. Bit of messy play here in the grand final. 41-24. Rovers still up for Inspirations Paint. 17 minutes played for NZ third term.
Monty, it looks like the Magpies are trying something different with their magnets.
Yeah, there's a few getting thrown around. Hunter Gottschling looks like he's going to roll through the middle or through to wing, up around the footy a lot more and go to Lockie O'Brien's wing right now.
Damon won the tap but wasn't on the same page as Sam Murray. Nice work from Jackson Clark to find Federico, and the Magpies attack the corridor. Blake Newton's got some work to do. He's got 2 Rovers to beat. Head over the football. Well done, Smith. Feeds it now to Parnell, who takes a bounce off the edge of the square. Great block from Nolan as Parnell throws it on the boot. Losing his footing was Schulte. Now marked here by Roberts. Waitai Tua on the left. He's got Gottschling as Scott Montgomery beautifully called for the Newmarket Hotel. On the wing, kick smothered off the boot. Nolan's there. Now O'Brien. In fact, it was McCartney, my apologies. Feeds the ball back to Tua. Melville through the corridor. Asks a lot of Knowles. Handball was smothered. Melville once again. Chipping ball to half forward. Spills out the back. Federico needs to be clean. Toe pokes to his own advantage. Gathers, dispossessed. The Rovers stand up and they bomb it long down the line.
They've stood up all day, have the Wangaratta Rovers in desperate moments, and they find touch right in front of Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, Rovers are throwing Kieran Parnell behind the ball to give that a little bit of assurance behind in that back 50. He's playing the spare in defence to help counteract a possible comeback here by the Magpies.
The Magpies have only kicked 3 goals for the day. They trail by 3 goals. Damon getting on top in the ruck. Christie! climbing the mountain. He's been paid the mark.
He's been paid, yeah.
I reckon he grabbed it for a fair chunk of time, did Will Christie, jumping from 3 deep, an elite body and paint mark of the day, and he can go back for his third 45 out, 45-degree angle.
Yeah, thought he had it just long enough there. Good call by the umpire. So Christie just playing in front, really, really strong leader at the moment, but yeah, he just needs to go back, put this one through, and tell you what, boys, he puts this one through, it's a big hill to climb for the Wangaratta Magpies.
It certainly is. The hill will be 23 points if he puts this one through. 45 goals for the year. He's got 47 so far. 2 today. He's had an outstanding season for a bloke who's been a part-time forward his whole career. Kick on the way looks pretty good. It looks really good. Rovers march out to a 23-point margin. Christie's got 3, and they'll be hard to chase down now for Inspirations Paint.
That's a big kick and a big goal there by Christie, and Rovers have just put together an unbelievable third term. 12 inside 50s this quarter already, and Wangaratta holding them only to 6. They've been fantastic. Charlie Thompson, he's only had the 8 disposals at half-time. Well, he's had 6 in the third term. So he's really lifted in that engine room as well. Sam Catapan, he's moved up to 14 disposals, so he's been that bull inside the midfield, and Rovers looking super.
Yeah, how good is that? As you said, those midfield bulls are just getting to work, and we spoke about it at the halftime in the halftime show. We wanted Wang's bulls to get moving, but it's gone the other way, and the Rovers boys just kept going with it.
Game high lead of 23 points back in the hands of the Wangaratta Rovers thanks to Wiesners. Here's O'Brien for the Rovers, running off half-back with pace is Justin Lewis. Kicks him in towards attack. Here's Boyd. Great mark out in front of Cam Barrett. And there might be a bit of cramp here, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, unusual on a day like today. It's not overly hot out there, and yeah, very unusual.
Handballs to O'Brien, chipping into the pocket. Oh, great run-down play from Norton as the Magpies survive a scare. Murray was all certain to mark that footy. Richards inboard, finds a teammate in Bean at true centre wing.
But he's held up beautifully on the mark by Justin Lewis. But he's able to open up the corridor through his left foot is Max Bean. On to Dan Sharrock. Magpies need the next. They trail by 23 points in the O&M Grand Final. Sharrock called to play on. His kick almost had too much pepper on it for Federico. Get it on, Froggy. You got Batten on the wing. Kicks ordinary. It's a wobbly old mongrel inside 50. It might work out for Tilly, who has to pressure this over the boundary line, and they get a forward 50 stoppage, the Wang Magpies. They're making hard work of it, Monty, at the 21st minute for NZ third term.
Absolutely. They had Ryan Batten all alone. He would have taken 20 metres of territory and got it a lot deeper, so just need to be a lot smarter. Pan the eyes. At the moment, they're just trying to win it back straight away. They just need to pan the eyes, get the ball moving.
Here's Bean from the stoppage, wrapped up in a tackle, handballed away in the nick of time. Ball's in dispute at ground level. We've got a whistle, Monty, for it in danger.
I think it's kicking in danger against Justin Lewis, and it's going to go the way of Federico.
65 from home is Federico with a congested forward line awaiting the Magpies. Umpire calls him to play on. Kicks into the pocket, good vision. Clark, great fist coming through by the Rovers. They stand up once again. Catapan down the line, trying to find Murray. Well done by Batten. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
One of the big moves that they've had to pull with Xavier Allison going out of the game is Justin Lewis, the half-back, and I've loved it. I reckon they've done a great job, and they're using his pace and getting him to run off there quite a bit at the moment.
We did see it a little bit throughout the year, Monty. He did play at half-back, so it's a weapon they have been able to use. Boundary throw-in, Knowles, he grabs it out of the ruck beautifully. Quick clearing kick into the corridor, Laverty fisted away from him. Waitai Tua thought he was being held. Max Bean, clever little hand pass to his counterpart from the Bushrangers. Blake Newton snapping around the corner. Across the face for a minor score. Needed that one to go through for the Magpies. That makes them 3 goals, 7-25 to the Rovers, 7-5-47. Margin back to 22, and we have played 22 for NZ. Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, it's such a good game at the moment. Rovers completely on top, 13 inside 50s to 7 this quarter as well. And Dan Sharrock flying the flag this quarter for Wang Magpies. 6 at half-time. He's had 6 this quarter, 12 for the game.
Magpies are going to get the chance to regain some composure, but Laverty wrapped up in a tackle, holding the ball. Free kick to Cooper and the Rovers.
Yeah, just took it on a little bit too much there, Xavier. Just a little bit laconic with it. And Nathan Cooper just really stepped up with the pressure.
Cooper over the top to Sam Catapan for the Wangaratta Rovers. Long down the line. Boyd's on the lead. And he marks. He wants to get it to Damon, who's one out in the goal square up against Knowles. That's where he goes, looking to find Ed Damon.
In the back. Oh. Has to be paid, yep. just got a little bit overzealous there, Ed, to get to the footy and just pushed Knowlesy straight in the back, and Knowlesy made sure the umpire saw it by going straight to ground, weak at the knees very easily there, Knowlesy.
Knowles, he's called to play on now, the big Wangaratta ruckman, and he kicks it long up the middle. Murray's waiting to pounce on Richards, and it's turned over. Sam Murray has it for the Rovers between true centre and centre half forward.
He could have went to Catapan, instead decided not to. He's going to pump it long, and why not? Except the kick didn't favour any forward. And Matt Grossman takes the safe mark in defence. Holding up beautifully this quarter is Matt Grossman, and the Wangaratta Magpies defence goes out wide, it just stays in play. Fraser Ellis marks at half-back in front of the scoreboard. Bites off another aggressive kick. Melville caught out the back. O'Brien, umpire says play on. Smart at half-back. Once again goes straight down the middle. Here's Max Bean, who marks in the corridor for the Wang Magpies. Clark provides a lead. That's where he goes. Newton takes the mark. Blake Newton takes the mark for the Magpies. He goes short, and Federico marks. They worked that out well. Froggy Federico will line up directly in front.
Yeah, they just worked really hard there on transition, the Wangaratta Magpies, and a really good grab going back to the flight from Blake Newton. He's getting better and better as well. Love watching him play in this senior side. But Federico just needs to go back, take his time, and make sure he puts this one through, make sure it's a live game come three-quarter time.
25 minutes gone for NZ. And Alex Federico has the biggest kick of his Wangaratta Magpie career to bring the margin back to 16 points. He's directly in front, 45 metres out. Team of the year so far this year, and nails it. Federico with a suntan goal today. All the pressure on Froggy. Margin back to 16 points for Inspirations Paint.
Yeah, he's been superb today, Alex Federico. He's had 24 disposals and a goal, so I'm going to stick with the Preston Prince nickname, boys. He has been fantastic today for Wangaratta Magpies, and just gives him a sniff going into the last quarter.
They need that. They absolutely needed that. And Froggy just went back, calls a cucumber, did exactly what he wanted.
Froggy has really just taken over.
When the family throw him under the bus with the family nickname, I love it.
Sticking with Prince, boys.
Just a quick one, lads. The lights have come on here at Lavington Sports Ground. It's getting dark down here with another bank of black cloud coming through, so rain's not too far away, I think.
47 plays 31, and the Rovers win the clearance via Sam Murray. Oh, Hayden! Elite body and paint, mark of the day on the last line of defence as the three-quarter time siren sounds here in the Wangaratta Derby Grand Final. It's a game that's had everything so far, and it's going to go down to the wire. The Rovers lead at the final break, 7-5-47 to the Wangaratta Magpies, 4-7-31 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Stick with us. The final quarter of the Ovens and Murray Grand Final coming your way next. The Magpies and the Rovers on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
last 3 or 4 weeks and really trust what they've been doing, what they've been building, and let's get back into the game. Whereas Sam Murray was just imploring his boys, one more effort, one more big effort, control the footy, play it at their pace, work the ball, get it to the big boys in nice and early.
Do you give the Maggies a sniff, Monty?
No. I think it's all over.
If they kick the first goal, I reckon they're right up to the end of their eyeballs.
Sniff.
Yeah, sniff, Dan. Sniff. There's a sniff. So the Magpies are probably going to have to kick double their score if they're going to win. They're going to have to have at least 4 or 5 goals in this final
At
quarter.
a minimum. I just said that during the three-quarter time break. Going to have to kick 4 or 5 at a minimum, Gussie.
Here we go for Mac Jack Sheds. The final terms underway on O&M Live in the grand final. And it's all for the Magpies to do. We should have a stoppage once again. We're going to have a high free kick, Monty.
Too high. McCarthy did really well. Dove in pretty low and Federico just got him.
And he goes short. He finds Thompson overlapping his Philo. Gotchling got him late as he kicked inside 50. Big fist come from Grossman. Falls into the hands of Waitai Tua. Wants to find his preferred foot, the left. Does so now. Long down the line. Finds the intended target. And they're going to run down the wing are the Wangaratta Magpies. It sits now with Jasper Craven. Craven for the black and white. Raking handball over the top. Finds Aidan Tilley, who chips into the forward line. Clark got a good piece of it. Umpire said not good enough. Well done, Parnell. The Rovers survive another scare.
Have done all day. They've held up brilliantly, the Wang Rovers defence. They come in towards the middle of the Lavie Sports Ground. Cooper marks edge of the square. Lead comes from Will Christie. Floating across and trying to intercept was Jet Roberts. It's a hole I would not want to be in front of. The leading lane of Will Christie. He's kicked 3 goals up until this stage of the grand final. And we have a ball up, pain of the 50. Rovers kicking to the Hannah Street end in this last quarter. Magpies to the Lavie 2 end. Knowles trying to tap it down to the Prince Federico. Dived on the football. Umpire says, I'll have it. And we have another stoppage in the exact same spot as we did a few moments ago. Crowd of 6,250 in the house here at Lavington. Knowles down to Gotchling, who's had some moments in the second half. Finds his left foot. Straight down the wing. Laverty got 2 hands to it. It's been an almost day for Xavier. Comes away with the football. Hand pass in towards Newton, who gets around one. Hand pass over the top to Jackson Clark. Has to kick a goal. Does kick a goal! The Magpies aren't dead and buried yet here in the last quarter. Jackson Clark on the run from 30. Magpies get the first goal of the last quarter. Margin back to 10 points.
We've spoken. We want Laverty.
Pass over the top to Jackson Clark. Has to kick a goal. Does kick a goal.
Laverty only had 5 disposals to that moment there, but you can have your moments on grand finals, and that handball was superb. And Jackson Clark hasn't had a huge day, only the 9 disposals, but he's kicked a massive goal for Wang Magpies.
Captain stand up when it matters most. You can have a quiet day, but captain stand up when it counts. Margins back to 10 points, and we're back in the middle. Here's Sharrick for the Magpies. They win the centre clearance. Inside 50. Clark snaps on goal. Top of the goal square, Jackson Clark. Stopped on the last line of defence. Tilly in a wrestle there with Ledger. Spills out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
How good was that again? Jackson Clark, geez, he's the guy I reckon that's going to insert himself. If they're a chance of winning this one, he has been big already today, and they just needing to stand up inside 50.
4th term for Mac Jack Sheds. Jackson Clark has kicked the only goal to bring the margin back to 10 points. And we played 3 minutes thanks to NZ. Boundary throw-in, deep into attack for the Magpies. Tilly won the tap. Here's Clark. Did he get pushed in the back?
Yep.
He did! Jackson Clark got pushed in the back. Scott Montgomery, and he'll go back and have a shot for the Newmarket Hotel from 10 metres out.
We spoke about it. This guy just puts himself in the right spot more often than not. And right now, his club needs him, and he's going to stand up and have 2 in the first 3 minutes.
He's 10 metres out, 45-degree angle. Looks like he wants to kick across his body. He plays on. Jackson Clark has kicked. He's just snuck it through. It's a goal. Margin's back to 4 points. You couldn't have asked for a worse kick of the Sharon from Jackson Clark. But he got it through the big sticks, and the goal umpire's earned his crust with that one, boys.
Oh, I can't believe that. Jackson Clark is one of the best kicks we see in the Ovens and Murray. Why he's decided to snap that from 10 metres, I don't know, but he kicked the belly. But it was still lucky he kicked it that high and it went over the goalpost because the umpire couldn't see it. But Max, what is he doing?
It's a goal he wants to sort of forget, but also remember because it was such a big moment. He's up to 11 disposals and he's kicked 2 goals now, Gussie, in the last quarter.
Are the Maggies a sniff now, Mont?
Yeah, they're a sniff.
Listen to you blokes.
Let's wind the clock back about 4 minutes when there was a definitive nope, no chance. All of a sudden, it's back to within 4 points. We always knew it was going to be a close derby decider. Free kick to Harry Smart and the Magpies at half-back. All the big wins, early stages, 4th term. All thanks to Mac Jack Sheds going to the way of the black and the white. First derby grand final in 48 years. It's come alive. Sharrick on to White Tie Tour, who's been important. Raking left foot kick. Laverty. Big fist from McQuaid. Claxton Clark, could he kick 3? Hand pass straight away. Big chase down tackle.
Good decision.
From Aidan Tilley on Jez Rigoni. Could have paid holding the ball. Umpire said, give it to me. Ball up. Deep into attack for the Magpies.
Thought Jackson Clark, when he's got his hand on that one, was going to snap another one there, boys.
He's the man with the Miners touch. Is Jackson Clark. 2 goals in the opening 4 minutes. Federico head over the footy. Umpire calls for this one. And the players went to a bit of a standstill a bit early there, Monty.
They did, didn't they? I think Whiteside was very lucky.
Up goes the Sharon, 40 metres out from Magpie goal. Head over the football was Clark. Federico onto Tilley. He handballed, trying to find Norton. Working hard is Gotchling. Nolan got him in a tackle. Umpire calls for a stoppage once again. Scott Montgomery, Newmarket Hotel.
Tilley had a chance there. He got the defender in there. Could have just stepped around him and had a shot on goal, but just probably had it in his mind already. He had to get the hand pass off. Missed the target.
Tilley and Damon in the ruck, 50-50. Now Damon just catches it, wrapped up quickly, and we'll have another ball up. So 4 repeat stoppages here. We're 40 metres out from Magpie goal. 47 plays 43. The Rovers lead.
Jackson Clark with the first 2 goals of this last quarter and was pushed off the footy then. Thompson pumps it long for the Wangaratta Rovers down the Velodrome wing. Grossman's been important. He's happy to use his wise and experience and see that one over the boundary line and take a collective breath over the Lavington Sports Ground. Rovers 7-5-47 over the Pies 6-7-43. Dan Vaccaro 40 winks.
Jackson Clark this game hasn't been super, but this quarter he's had 4 disposals and 2 goals already.
Knowles tapped it down. Murray with the don't argue on Jet Roberts. And then the pace to Burn. Runs down the wing in front of his Rovers faithful. Oh, Grossman floats across and takes off his entry and marks in defence for the Wang Magpies. He kicks a hero ball straight down the middle of the Lavy Sports Ground.
And he finds Dan Sharrick on the edge of the pitch. A hush across Lavington as Sharrick kicks the lead and he finds Laverty, who's 85 from home. Well-weighted left foot pass. Nolan impacted the contest as he come off his line. Richards fumbled, but then got it onto Gotchling. Gotchling set sail to the top of the goal square. Tilley's there for the Magpies. Brought it front and centre. White Tie Tour dragged it in. Well done, Ed Damon. The big ruckman stood up there and will ball the footy up.
Boys, not only was that a great kick from Matty Grossman in the middle, but the work from Fraser Ellis to shoot deep in defensive 50 opened up that hole for Sharrick to run into. Absolutely, just really team play right there.
Murray, this toe pokes it towards the boundary. He wants a stoppage. Richards keeps it alive. Federico off the outside of the boot. Top of the goal square. Oh, Tilley dropped the mark. It just dropped in front of him. Now the ball spills out to half back. Schulte can get it to sit. Handballs and he's got Stone.
Stone down the wing. Big fist from behind from Michael Boardington. Falls the way of Hunter Gotchling, who won a really important one-on-one versus Dylan Stone. Rebounds, tries to get a hand to it. Rovers defence working in overdrive here.
The ball here against the Wang.
Free kick against Jasper Craven for out of bounds on the full, Monty.
He's very stiff. It was Dylan Wilson trying to kick it off the ground. Just kicked the boot out and just happened. It was literally a centimetre over the line. Stiff.
So a free kick to Dylan Wilson, the Rovers at half back. We've played 8 minutes for NZ final term. Rovers by 4 points. Wilson long down the wing. Grossman trying to take another beautiful mark. Smart, good hand pass out to Barrett. And they're out here, the Wangaratta Magpies. Melville goes out wide to White Tie Tour. He wants to come down the corridor, but he flicks it out to Clark at half forward.
And Clark's got Damon for company, so he'll take him on. Jackson Clark for the Magpies into the hot spot. Tilley now spills out the back. Well done, McQuaid. Now falls to Sam Murray, who tries to take it out of bounds, then keep it alive. Dispossessed, should be holding the ball. Great tackle from Newton. Umpire says no, throw it back in.
He's Aidan Tilley like that moment again just before Just went back a little bit too far. Ball dropped on him. Could have taken a chest mark 10 metres out and put his team in front. Just couldn't quite get his hands on it.
The Magpies trail 43-47, 9 minutes gone, thanks to Mac Jack Sheds in the final term. Head over the football, well done Philo.
Throw.
Fed it out to Wilson, it's a throw.
Yeah, been paid a throw. He's not happy about it either, Brody, and it's going to go the way of Maxi Bean, and we know he has distance in those legs, boys. He kicked a torpedo at the John Flower Oval at the start of this final series, and he'll back himself in here.
You reckon he's going to back himself in from 55?
Yep, not with a torpedo, but I don't think on a day like today.
Drop punt today, Gussie?
He said after I interviewed him after that game, I had the drop punt in me if I thought I had the drop punt in me.
Well, let's see what you're made of here, Maxi Bean. This to give the Magpies the lead. He'll kick from 55, set sail, gets a good piece. It'll fall short, smashed across the line by Nathan Cooper. It's a minor score. The Magpies move to 6-8-44. The Rovers 7-5-47. For Mac Jack Sheds, we played 10 minutes in the final term.
Bob Jackson, what's it like? Atmosphere, boundary side for the Newmarket?
Yeah, it's surprisingly calm. You know, the Wangaratta Rovers coaching staff and bench just seem like they're calm and cool under pressure, whereas the Wangaratta Magpies, they're riding every emotion at the moment, and they feel as though they're riding this right up their eyeballs. So I love the young fella backing himself from 55. You know, that's the young footballer coming through nowadays. They tend to want to take the game on and any chance they get.
They certainly do. We might get some quick 40-wing stats from Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, well, we just saw Sam Murray take that kick out. He's been good today. 25 disposals for him. And Alex Federico, Froggy, he's had 26 on the 40-wing stat sheet.
6,000 here at the Lavie Sports Ground on the edge of their seats, and 5,000 on O&M Snapprint Solutions TV likewise. Federico, ride him down for another 40 winks. The Magpies pump it in again from the wing. Murray went back one-handed, impacted the contest. Going in hard there was Nick Richards. Jez Rigoni holding up in defence. Dangerous switch across goals. The kick's got to be perfect. Sits in front of Kieran Parnell. Coming up to meeting was Jackson Clark. Parnell went by hand to Ledger. The Rovers try and work it out down the wing, but it's coming back via Aiden Tilley.
And Tilley stood up and he went via a calm, cool, composed ball to Sharrock, who sat it up in the air too long. Craven applied a good tackle. Umpire says we'll ball it up.
That effort from Aiden Tilley to just chase that footy out. He had Kieran Parnell, who was never going to keep up with, but stayed with it. Ended up in the chain. Great work, Aiden Tilley.
55 out from Magpies goal. Bean got it out of the contest from Knowles. Set sail to the top of the square. They need a crummer. Newton looks dangerous. Laverty to Richards. Richards for the Magpies. Standing up is Cooper. He was like a soccer goalkeeper on the last line of defence as he bombs it long. Coming off the bench is Hayden. He left it for Craven. Craven handballs over the top. Matt Hayden sets sail to the hot spot once again. The Magpies need a crummer. Out the back's Newton. Did he get taken high?
No.
Umpire said no.
Cool.
Now he's dragged it in. We'll ball it up top of the goal square. The Rovers are under the pump. They trail by 3, 47-44. Still plenty of time. 12 minutes gone for NZ.
Certainly is. How about Nathan Cooper? Mark Schwartz alike. This ball up in front of Wang Magpie goal. Cooper once again, who's gone back into defence, takes the tackle, and we have another ball up directly in front of the Wang Magpies goal, who trail by 3 points. Ball up. Damon and also Tilley. Newton gave away a high free kick. And Sam Catapan, who's been at the bottom of every pack, has it, flicks it short to Sam Murray. Murray goes short once again to the Morris medalist, Lockie O'Brien, still deep in defence for the Rovers. He goes short to Alex McCarthy. Inside 50 numbers, Dan Vaccaro, fourth term for 40 winks.
Yeah, Wangaratta have had the 8 and Rovers have only had the 3 Panda so far in this fourth term.
Spills out the back where the Magpies have numbers at true centre wing. Well done by Harry Smart. His handball set sail into the breeze. Now he's going to get it once again. Running onto his non-preferred. He finds an option inboard. It's Melville. Melville onto Sharrock. The big guns of the Magpies in the chain. Now Roberts. The switch is on and Waitai's got it on the logo. Waitai Tua wants to hit an option. Laverty's on a raking lead. He gets there sliding in. Well done, young fella.
Murray sitting in a hole.
Laverty, 75 from home. He wants to set sail into the hot spot. It's all Rovers. And Murray, like Montgomery said, was in the hole waiting. The coach read it like a book.
He certainly did. Just wasn't the right option, was it, Monty?
No, it was so poor, and he's been pretty poor today, I thought, Xavier Laverty. A couple of his decisions haven't been great. He had numbers out the far side. He had to wait for them to come, or he had to get it really high and away from Murray.
Rovers defending like their life depends on it at the moment. As Cooper goes short to McCartney. He's going to go down the wing. McQuaid caught out the back. takes the mark that the Rovers so desperately needed. The Magpies have kicked the only 2 goals of this last quarter through their captain, Jackson Clark, who's already been the hero once in this final series. O'Brien goes short to Christie. Umpire says play on, not 15. O'Brien calmly hits up a 45 option, goes to Stone and gives it back to O'Brien.
O'Brien wants to switch and open up the corridor. It's a nice looking kick on. McCartney dropped a dolly, but he was good enough to regain composure. Now Murray for the Rovers wants to take a bounce and find the left. He kicks inside 50 for the brown and gold to Tom Boyd. Barrett attacked the contest. Boyd stood still and it fell into his breadbasket, 35 from home.
Jackson Clark had to stick that tackle on Alex McCarthy in the middle of the ground, just got through him, and then the coach come running by, and geez, that was his best kick of the day there from Sammy Murray.
He's had 9 disposals in this last quarter, Sam Murray, huge.
Been huge behind the footy, but that kick there has been the best of his day, and Tom Boyd stand up, go back, and kick his first of the day.
So the Magpies have kicked 3 on the bounce via Federico and a double to Jackson Clark. Tom Boyd can really make things tough here for the Magpies and make it a 2-goal ball game. From 25 metres out, the captain stands up when it matters most. Elite body and paint play of the day from the captain to the coach. And the Rovers extend the margin to beyond 2 kicks.
Yeah, they've got to dig a little bit deeper now, Wang. They've had such a good last quarter. They've had 9 inside 50s and they've only kept Rovers to 4, and they managed to kick one against the tide. It's what good teams do, Monty. But Sam Murray, we mentioned he had 20 at 3-quarter time. He's already had 9 this quarter, so he's approaching 29 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Huge moment.
The message has to go there. If he goes behind the footy and stands in a hole, someone goes stand next to him. You can't let him do what he's been doing this quarter, where he's standing in a hole and getting 9 touches.
Boyd kicking his first goal today at the most important part of the day. As the Rovers go forward again, it's a free kick though against, is it Juzzy Lewis? No, Lockie McCartney. Giving away a hold free kick to Brad Squid Melville. He's going to give it back to Grossman, who's been one of the Magpies' best today. Evades one, goes by hand at half-back. Now he's running into trouble as the old-timer has to go by hand, gets it back. They've mucked this up, the Wang Magpies. The Rovers are pouncing. McCartney goes by hand to Christie. Big pressure from behind. Christie got a kick away. Schulte flew high, then got crunched. Magpie defence resolute. Boundary line wins out in front of the grandstand. Right forward pocket for the Wangaratta Rovers, who lead 8-5-53 to 6-8-44 over their arch rivals in the grand final by 9 points. 16 minutes played for NZ.
Boundary throw in deep into attack for the Rovers. If they kick one more, it's going to be a massive mountain. Tap was clever. Here's Catapan running into space. The Magpies stand up and they see it out of bounds for another restart.
Yeah, Catapan, he's dangerous at these stoppages. He gets there first every single time and can draw a free kick, so they've got to be careful here, the Magpies.
53 plays 44. The Magpies trail the Rovers. The Rovers in front after 17 minutes in the final term. In the ruck, Christie leaves it behind. Catapan, in fact it was Thompson. Thompson threw it on the boot, high up and under. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Cam Barrett in the back pocket.
An injury concern down here for the Rovers. Alex McCartney's come off with what seems to be a bit of a quad injury, lads. So there's a bit of a war of attrition down here. Players are coming off absolutely gassed.
Yeah, he's limping big time is the Rooster, Alex McCarthy. Just had a chat with one of the Oak FM boys. Probably asked him how he's going. They go down the wing. Far side to the Wang Magpies. Boundary line. Wins out in front of the packed hill. 6,000 people in the house, Monty, going bananas.
You say you'd rather talk to Oak FM than Bobby?
Probably. That's what it says to me. Scott Montgomery.
Like Cooper's gone to full back here, Monty. They're going to try and save the game.
Yeah, Jace McQuaid come off with a bit of a cramp in the calf issues again, so maybe it's just that with McQuaid off the ground.
53 plays 44 as the Magpies work it out of the stoppage. Melville had to kick off a step, but it's intercepted. And the Rovers through Charles Ledger has it on the far wing in front of the Velodrome side. 18 minutes gone for NZ. Gus McLeod. Rovers holding on.
Thanks to McRae Motors, a long kick down the line. Murray! Oh, he flew high. Impacted the contest as it spills to Grossman now for the Magpies. Kamikaze ball, long down the line. Spills now trying to find a teammate for the Rovers. It was Stone. Went underground trying to find Nolan. Dispossessed, holding the ball.
Yep. Had to be there. Great tackle there. Jasper Craven, really good just stuck the tackle and dispossessed it.
Son of a gun in his debut season for the Magpies. It's a floater up to half forward. Spills now. Richards got it onto Norton. Norton finds Squid Melville. Top of the goal square. Out the back was O'Brien. Sells a bit of candy. Wants to find the left. Dangerous ball. Huge collision. The Rovers win it. Thompson over the top. Here's Lockie McCartney.
He's running forward inside forward 50. He's got Thompson to his left. Goes by hand. This might ice the game. Charlie Thompson settles. Shot on goal. Oh, boarding on. Saves the day for the Wangaratta Magpies. An elite body and paint grand final save of the day. And the Pies aren't dead yet. 10-point leaders of the Rovers. Charlie Thompson could have nailed it.
Oh, dangerous kick from Barrett. It was spoiled at half forward. Now it's go for Stone. Damon, he can centre the ball to Big Will Christie. They keep rolling the dice, the Magpies. It's what they need to do. But the Rovers answer every question that the Magpies throw at them.
Kick was on there from Barrett to Sharrock, just didn't quite get it there in time. And Sam Catapan again stood up, got back with a defensive action, brought the ball to ground, and Big Ed Damon found his ruck mate inside 50. And they look for each other a lot. And Big Will Christie going back for number 4. And doesn't he stand up on the biggest day there is?
So Will Christie, what a serious footballer this young man is. A ruckman turned forward. And this for the 4th goal off his own boot. It'll make the margin 16 points. Here's Big Will. Crowd will tell the story. Rovers lead by 16 points. 20 and a half minutes gone for NZ, and the Rovers look like they're rampaging to back-to-back flags.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a miracle now if Wang Magpies are going to have any chance, and what a big finish there by Christie. And they've done so well this quarter. They've been really dominated by the territory. Wang Magpies have had 11 inside 50s to only the 7, but Rovers, they've kicked goals when it mattered, and that one there is a big one.
Yeah, he's just got ice in his veins, Will Christie. Stands up in the big moments, did the same thing last year, and he was fantastic. And wow, I'll tell you what, I love watching him play.
4 goals on the biggest stage for Big Will Christie, and that's 49 for the season. He's had a day out today for the brown and gold. Has to be perfect now for the Wang Magpies. Gotchling marks, plays on, inside 50 looking for Tilly. Gets out the back. And we have a boundary throw and deep in attack for the Wangaratta Magpies, who have already come from the clouds once this final series. They're going to have to do the Houdini once again. They need 3 goals in about 6 minutes. 21 played for NZ 4th term. Rovers by 16. Knowles tried to grab it out of the ruck. Shaganolan tackled off the football. Thompson took the tackle. And we have another ball up. 35 out from the Wang Magpies goal. We kicked the first 2 goals of this last quarter to bring the margin back to 4 points. Rovers with the next 2. Good fist from Knowles. Tilly tracking after the footy. Ledger's been epic. Got a hand pass out. Federico put his head over the footy. No way through for the Magpies, and another ball up inside their attacking 50. 22 minutes played for NZ. 48-year grand final derby in the making. Rovers lead by 16.
The Magpies need a couple and need them quick. The Rovers send the ball into stoppage. Knowles snapping across his body. Knowles has missed from 25 out. It's a minor score. The Wangaratta Rovers still lead 9-6-60. The Magpies 6-9-45. And the umpires paid the mark. I thought he was going to say something a bit controversial as Catapan goes long down the line for the brown and gold. Spills out the back. Roberts left it behind. Good work from Charlie Thompson. Clever handball from Wilson. And here comes Dylan Stone. He'll go to Philo. Philo takes a bounce. Going to take a second, Brody. The decision's crucial. Brody takes a third. Can he seal the grand final? No, he can't. Brody Philo cost me one of the great Instagram reels. It would have been one of the most epic Instagram reels to Brody Philo, but it's a minor score. Margin back out to 16 points. The Rovers lead the Maggies on grand final day with 23 gone.
He probably could have kept running an extra 15 metres, could Brody Philo. Damon stands up tall. Elite body and paint, mark of the day from Big Ed Damon. And the 2 big twin towers, Monty, have been huge for the Wang Rovers.
Oh, haven't they just? They've absolutely stood up again, boys. Again, and you can see here, they're just going to set the footy around. And there are big chances. That was Brody Philo, and the effects like wasn't happy with missing that one.
He took 4 bounces and could have kicked one of the goals of the year. He missed. but it might not matter because the Rovers lead by 16. There's a kicking in danger free kick. And it's going to go the way of the Wangaratta Magpies, who are running out of time.
I did hear him say, "I'm sorry, Gus."
Send him a letter in the mail. Hunter Gottschling has it at half back. Bullet passes it out wide to Fraser Ellis. Plays on straight away to half forward. Good mark from Aidan Tilley, but he's got to get up and he's got to go quick, Gussie.
3.5 minutes to go, we've been told, for NZ Albury, and the Magpies, they need to kick 3. Tilly sets sail to the hot spot. Laverty needs to be there, but it's Cooper once again. Palms it into the pocket. Head over the football was Richards, and it's out of bounds.
No, point.
Minor score, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, Sam Catapan again. That man just does all the team things. He got back to help out and just rush it through for a minor score. And I tell you what, he's got to be right up there in the voting, I feel. He's the one that set the tone early, and he's put his body on the line for his team today.
61-46. As the Rovers kick long down the Velodrome side, Charlie Thompson hacks it on the boot with a torpedo punt to a big contest. Boyd just pushed Barrett out of the road. Free kick to Cam Barrett across half-back.
Paid advantage.
Here is the Magpies through Brad Squid Melville. Go straight down the corridor. They need to go quick. It's got to be brilliant. Sharrock inside 50. Over the head of Nick Richards and playing the goalkeeper for the second time in the quarter is Nathan Cooper. Oh, he's been called to play on. Bean snuck up on him. Almost grabbed him holding the ball. Joel Smith goes by hand to Parnell, who says, "Stuff this, boys. I'm kicking as far as I can down the wing." O'Brien, the Morris medalist, floats in. Federico with clever hands to Melville. He's got a target in front of him, missed him. Sharrock goes by hand. Chris Knowles sells a bit of candy, kicks it onto Grossman. Can he become a forward? Left foot tumbler towards goal. Over the line almost, and Murray fends off. And the Rovers go back to back. 17 flags in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. And the best team all year stands tall on the biggest day of all. The Rovers salute in the Wangaratta Derby, the most important one in 50 years.
It's consecutive crowns for the brown and gold of Wangaratta. Back-to-back premiers in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. The full-time siren sounds. 9-7-61 to the Wangaratta Magpies, 6-10-46. The Rovers won the arm wrestle like they have done so on so many times in 2025. They take their season tally to 18-3 and are the last team standing on the final Sunday of the SS&A Ovens and Murray season. What a grand final, what a team, what a dynasty the Rovers are building, ladies and gentlemen.
We didn't have the under a goal margin, but gee whiz, the Magpies made it an arm wrestle, didn't they, Monty? When Jackson Clark kicked 2 goals in 2 minutes to bring it back to a 4-point margin, we thought they might run over the top, but to the Wang Rovers' credit, they kicked goals and answered goals through Tommy Boyd, Will Christie, Nathan Cooper went behind the ball, and it's only fitting that the best team all year comes up at the biggest stage.
Yeah, when McQuaid come off with the cramps in the calf, it forced the change to get Cooper behind the ball, and I thought he was pretty good. So I thought he just gets that big golden fist in every single time. You can see why he was a Team of the Year centre-half back in the VFL, can't you? He just defends so well. And yeah, it just wasn't his day forward of the footy. I don't think big Coops, but geez, he was good when he went behind it.
All you have to do is have big moments when you're a big-time player, and I can't help but think the Rovers, when they review this game, they will absolutely attribute this to every player that took the field today. They had 22 even performers. Even Xavier Allison, who off the ground in the early stage of the first term with an injury. It was the war of attrition that was won by the brown and gold.
Yeah, absolutely it was. They had a few sore boys. We saw Alex McCarthy come off as well, the sore quad. We know that Lockie McCartney was carrying something as well, had a sore leg, and yeah, was really struggling at different times. But I tell you what, that is just an impressive performance. I think this is nearly as impressive as last year. The way that Wangaratta come back at them, they were able to hold on. They did exactly the same thing last year. But all the pressure's been on them from day one of pre-season. The Wang Rovers, a couple of recruits, they topped up beautifully with Cooper and Thompson, and now they're premiership players to add to their list from last year.
Well, I can see him. I can see Bob Jackson with a little red hat. He's just circling in amongst the action there. Jump in when you can, Bobby boy. Try and find someone to have a chat with.
Yeah, I'm just...
I reckon he's going to go up and get Boyd or Cooper.
I've got the premiership, dual premiership captain, Tommy Boyd. Mate, you had to work for it today. It was a bit of an arm wrestle.
Yeah, absolutely. We fully expected that from Maggies. It's always an arm wrestle, no matter where the sides are sitting on the ladder. So phenomenal effort by the boys, and we're stoked. Yeah,
it was a tough game all day. Sam Catapan was fantastic in the clinches, just in there at the coalface all day.
Yeah, that's why we love him. He just puts his head over the nut and never backs away from it. We love him.
The coach is not too bad either, mate. He had a wow of a game, nearly 30 touches, and really stepped up in that last quarter.
Yeah, he's not bad, is he? He's he's a weapon. We thrive off his energy, and we love it when he's in the guts.
Congratulations, mate. Dual premiership captain, mate. Well done.
Has a nice ring to it. Thank you.
Tommy Boyd, the Wangaratta Rovers captain. Of course, he shared the honours with the FUD Alex Markley last year, sharing it with Xavier Allison this year, and big moment for Tommy Boyd in the last quarter, Monty, going back and nailing that goal.
Rooster.
Absolutely, as we see.
Boys, I've got the rooster down here. What have you done to your leg, mate?
Oh, I just got the decent corky last bit. I had to sit the last bit off, but unreal. So good.
Dual premiership player, mate. That's not a bad ring to it.
Nah, unreal. Yeah, who would have thought? Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's a bloody. Yeah.
You're starting to set your own little bit of a dynasty, aren't you? There was a rich history of the Wangaratta Rovers, but now you're starting to build your own.
Yeah, we spoke about that at the start of the year, trying to hunt history, and I think it's the first team to go back-to-back since the points have been introduced. So we're pretty happy with that.
Well done, mate. Congratulations, dual premiership player, mate. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
Alex McCarthy with his own 40-wing stat, if you don't mind. First side since the point system to go back-to-back. So. Well done to Alex McCarthy, and well done to the Wangaratta Rovers. You just jump in whenever you can.
Yeah, mate. I've got Will Christie, who's come back from a dual Achilles injury. Well done, mate. Fantastic effort, mate. 4 goals in the grand final. Well done, big fella.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's credit to Magpies. That was a real slugfest. Coming from 5th, it shows a lot of character, and credit to them all. Like a Wang Derby grand final, like so good for the town, and I thought it was played in really good spirits as well. So
you become a real vital cog for the board 50 because it was a hard hit the scoreboard, but you were there when the ball was coming in most times, and you stood up when your team needed you.
Nice to stand up. I mean, obviously Coops and Boyd are down there, and I feel like we're really selfless for each other. Like someone has a preferable matchup. We've got no issue, just one of us just standing in the pocket. I mean, I got on the end of it today, but it doesn't really matter. So
you stayed composed in that last quarter when they were coming hard at you. Jackson Clark kicked a couple of goals early in that last quarter. You stayed composed and got the job done. You the big fella, you stood up when you needed and put one through to steady the ship.
Yeah, we talk about legacy coming here, and we had our back up against the wall. They're kicking with the wind that last quarter. First 2 goals in the trot. So I mean. Yeah, it's a great strength of character. So I think that's what you need to be a good football side, resilient. So I feel like Brisbane and Geelong are in the grand final because they're the most resilient team. So we were definitely resilient today. So
well done, big fella. Well done.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Great interview there.
How good.
And from Will Christie, showing maturity beyond his years, both on and off microphone. Before we continue to immerse ourselves,
well done, mate.
Bobby J, who you got, mate?
We got Justin Lewis down here, mate. Fantastic. You went across half-back when the captain went down. I thought you played a really important role across half-back.
Yeah, thank you. No, it was pretty happy to go do it, and just glad we won.
Yeah, they were really coming at you late in that last quarter, but the back six sort of stood up when they needed to, and Jackson Clark looked like he was going to take the game by the scruff of the neck, but you blokes stood up really when you needed.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's just been our strong point all year, just being able to get our back against the wall and just be able to push out of it, and it's really good to do.
You really flourished today. Did you thrive in that responsibility?
I loved it. It was really good. I just didn't think going back would make me run so much, but it was pretty good.
Well done, mate. Enjoy the night.
Thank you. Cheers.
Jazzy Lewis kicked 2 big goals in the grand final last year.
Passed around the helium down there too, I reckon.
Playing a different role today was Jazzy Lewis.
Boys,
I've got
the bloke who cost Angus McLeod the call of the year, mate. You've cost Gus McLeod the call of the year with that goal, mate. You were running an open goal. You had everything planned except for the kick.
Did nothing all day, and I thought icing on the cake. I just kept running, and it was going in. I think it just faded late, but how good's that? That's what you play footy for, isn't it? That's super.
Mate, you're putting one of the most amazing legacies. You're thriving towards the back end of your career, and another premiership. What more do you need to do?
Oh, it's just unbelievable. I just love playing with the boys. I'm getting a bit older, but I still don't feel it. So signed here for another couple of years. So hopefully we can keep it rolling. We're in a bit of a purple. I think we're going to lift the lid.
We Yeah, just
behave yourself tonight, mate. Behave yourself.
Always do on weekends.
Always. Bobby, we're just starting to lose you.
Yeah,
amongst the
I
crowd,
went
mate.
back to the edge.
Make your way back over to our side.
Hold that microphone up nice.
Yeah,
and
I've just
far,
got
Bobby.
the big fella, Nathan Cooper, mate. Premiership player, mate. Got a nice ring to it.
Absolutely love it. Unbelievable feeling.
It's strange how you look comfortable behind the ball late in the game, mate.
Oh, you'd think I played the last 9 years there.
The team really needed some stability there, and with Jace going off with cramp or leg soreness, you really feel the role that they needed, because Jackson Clark looked like he was going to take the game away.
Yeah, I was always prepared to go down back. I've done it a few times during the year. Did against Myrtleford 2 weeks ago. It was always in the cards that I was last quarter and probably a bit whenever they get a run on, or if Jace needs to go off, I'm more than happy to go down back.
Yeah, look at the smile on your face, mate. How happy are you, mate? Well done, mate.
On the moon. Thank you very much.
VFL Premiership player with Werribee. Always wanted to come back to the Rovers. He's bought a block of land here. He's going to move here, and now he's a Premiership player. How good's that?
Yeah, I think full credit needs to go for the Rovers, the way they recruited.
Yep.
I mean, Nathan Cooper and Charlie Thompson were the two players they prioritised. It fitted the maths, Bobby J, and they've slotted in.
You got young Noah Shoulder here, mate. Premiership player, mate. Not bad, is it?
Awesome, absolutely awesome.
You looking forward to get that medal around your neck as we walk across there now?
Yeah, absolutely. That's good.
Tell me about the atmosphere. Did you really enjoy it? The crowd, the noise, the fight?
Yeah, the crowd was amazing, actually. Heard every bit of it.
Yeah, you're going to behave yourself this weekend?
Yeah.
Good boy. Well done. Congratulations.
Not even sure if he's 18, is Noah.
I don't
tell
know.
you what, Bobby
He will be
J,
tonight.
he is going to a whole new level down there. He is dominating on the boundary, just getting
got the whole
amongst the
team.
Premiership players.
He's
I'm just
stalking.
walking across to Mr. Ed. Well done, brother. Congratulations. Dual Premiership player.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I'm just glad the game's over, to be honest. It was a bit stressful in that last couple minutes, but managed to get the job done. Which is
Big Knowles, he made you earn it today, mate, didn't he? He's a tough, fierce competitor.
Yeah, he's obviously been in some really good form the last couple of weeks and continued that through. And yeah, he definitely didn't make the game too easy for me. He's had a really good end of the season, so big credit to him.
Your partner in crime was fantastic today. Big Will Christie kicking 4 goals down forward. He's a nice bloke to have in your side pocket.
Yeah, he definitely had his kicking boots on today, which was good. He was pretty confident in front of goal, which was nice to see. So yeah, it was good that he could sneak a couple through, which really helped out.
Congratulations, mate. You're number one ruckman in my eyes, mate. Well done.
He's definitely an A-grader, isn't he? He's an A-grader, Ed Damon.
He might make his way onto the list.
Oh, love it. This is the best half an hour of the year, boys, when the medals get handed out. It's fantastic. Bobby J's going to get the gaffer tape.
Side.
No, correct. It's quite painful. Not that I've ever been on the losing side and never played any half-decent footy, so I wouldn't know. But
just before we do go, and I suppose we're going to go full Rovers mode, we do need to give credit to the Wangaratta Magpies and the season they've had. They were 14-7. In season 2025. They just linked the finals in the 5th spot, and they were within 3 points of the Rovers halfway through that last quarter, Monty.
Yeah, they showed that the reason why a few of us, some of us experts, might have tipped them to make a grand final about round 4 or 5, and some others wrote them off. But
someone wrote them off at about round 14 or 15 too, Monty.
I stayed with them.
No,
I
you didn't.
I said I was very keen for a Wang Derby granny. And
talk about a bet each way.
Never wrote them off because I just knew they had the keys, the chess pieces out there. Just had to have them all in the park at the same time. So they were able to get there. And I'll tell you what, we got the text message at the start of the year, or you did, that Ben Reid, there's some of the kids, they're going to play out of their skins, and they have this year. They've unearthed a few more as well, I think. And I know we're not going to see Blake Newton too often, I don't think, in a Magpies jumper, but geez, he showed something, didn't he, in this final series. I thought he was fantastic again today when he got around it.
Mate, Murray Bush Rangers debut as a 15-year-old last
Doesn't
year.
happen.
No,
does not happen.
You don't hear about it.
Especially if you're doing that.
Talking to Hayden Lamaro a couple of nights ago, there's definitely interest in him.
They'd have to be. Yeah, he's just got a lot of attributes that clubs like.
Dan Vaccaro, you were on the 40 Wing stat sheet. Who's the contender for the Did Simpson medal this afternoon? Of course, a really even spread of players from the Rovers.
Yeah, absolutely. All of them played so well. I think we talked about Sam Catapan's game. His stats might not look amazing, but he was awesome. He really reminds me of Josh Dunkley in the way he plays. Like, we don't even take tackles. He would have had over 10 tackles, Monty, and he's under every single pack. He finished with 17. He's going to be up there. We obviously talk about Sam Murray. Probably didn't use the ball as well as he usually does. However, he had 9 disposals in that last quarter when he just put himself in that defence. So he was super.
And you know what? He started using the ball well in the last
quarter.
We're
just going to cut down to Craig Willis.
Live in the SS&A O&M League. But now, firstly, I'd like to welcome the chairman of the SS&A Evans and Murray League, David Sinclair, to say a few words. David, if you would be so kind.
Thanks, Craig. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just firstly say to both sides what an extraordinary game. Neither of you left anything out there, and the game really reflected the season, close, competitive, and it wasn't until the end there that Wang Rovers got away. I would like to thank Albury City for the way they've presented this facility today. They've done an extraordinary job. It's a wonderful facility. We'd love to keep coming back here to play the Ovens Murray Grand Final. To Lavington Football Club, thank you for the way that you have catered for the day. Done an extraordinary job as well. To Wangaratta, commiserations. To get to the Grand Final from 5th has been an extraordinary effort. You've given us all a great ride across the final series. Played some wonderful football. What you did on first semi-final day was one of the greatest wins I've seen in community footy. So well done to Jason, John Henry. To Wangaratta Rovers, to go back-to-back, an extraordinary effort. To Wendy, Wally, to their coach, Sam Murray, congratulations. Enjoy it. A wonderful win. Thank you.
David, thank you. Let's now recognise the umpires in today's grand final. Our field umpires, Jason Rain, Brenton Poole, and Jeff Bassett. And our emergency umpire, Tommy Lockhart. To those on the boundary in the grand final, Thomas Johnston, Will Sayers, Dan Myers-Batali, Isaiah Bassett. And our goal umpires, Mark Bywater, Steve Goodwin, our emergency goal umpire, Brett Taylor-Parkins. I'd now like to invite Curtis Simpson to present the Did Simpson Medal for the player adjudged best on ground in the grand final of 2025. And the winner of the Did Simpson Medal is number 14, Will Christie.
Will Christie.
Number 8. Maybe number 8.
We'll go with number 8.
Yeah, I think he's number 8.
Kicked 4 goals. He was brilliant, wasn't he, Gussie?
He was, and I can't help but think it might have been the 14 votes, perhaps, for Will Christie across the couple of vote cards. And
did he get the full 15?
Number 8. No, maybe not.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I can tell you right, I don't think he got 5 on our vote card. I think he got a vote, so I don't think he got the 5.
Yeah, anyway.
Nonetheless, a deserving winner. And isn't it interesting?
Before we begin the
two
presentations
ruckmen
of the Premiership medallions, I'd like to invite Jason Heatley to the microphone. Jason, if you would be so kind to join us and just say a few words.
Jason Heatley, of course, in his first season at the Magpies, guiding them into a grand final from
just to the league and all their sponsors, thank you for putting on a wonderful day. To Will, you certainly deserve that today. You're outstanding. To Sam and your players, congratulations. You're the best side all year. You play footy the right way and you certainly deserve it. We'll be back bigger and stronger next year, but congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Jason Heatley, John, first year at the helm.
Thank you, Jason. A class act. And I'm sure there'll be more premierships coming your way. Again, as I always say, a moment these young men will never forget. Receiving a premiership medallion. Let's go. Number 1, Dylan Stone.
Great season from Dylan Stone, Monty. Played in every single game this year, despite the fact last year he was battered and bruised with injury.
Yeah, an average of 15 disposals, and I thought, his final series one was
Number
one of his
2,
best.
Nathan Cooper.
I love watching him go behind the footy. That's what we want to see from him.
How funny was it? He said, funny that, 9 years playing full back, and I go all right down there.
What was that?
Absolute zinger.
Number 3, Dylan Wilson.
Just played a role today, Dylan Wilson. He got busy and he smashed packs and he had a crack, Mon.
Ultimate role player, isn't he? He's hard at it. He's exactly what we want from
Number
a small
6,
defensive
Lockie O'Brien.
Pretty good week for Lockie, Gussie.
Yeah, Morris medal, a grand final, victory. He's going to have a sore neck this year.
Number 7, Will Nolan.
Our man Shagger.
Shags. Nicest bloke in the O&M, I reckon.
Certainly
He's got to be up
is,
there.
and unfortunately, Panga didn't quite get the best on, did Simpson.
No.
But we don't mind shooting far and wide.
Look after my man Shagger.
You've gone very far and wide there, I reckon. Yeah.
He said I stitched him up earlier
Number
in the
8,
game too.
the medalist, Will Christie.
The Did Simpson medalist, big Will Christie, 4 goals.
Play well.
Played very well today, and in my opinion, a bit stiff to miss the team of the year.
Number 10, Brodie Philo.
That's
Here's
2
Brody.
years in a row. The pastry.
2 years in a row.
He'll hate that.
Well, what's he call himself after dark?
Brad.
That's
his alter ego.
I've got a feeling Brad might be coming out tonight.
Oh, I reckon he'll be out in about 10 minutes, boys.
Number 11, Edward Damon.
He won't be scooting anywhere anyway.
What a story Ed Damon is. They brought him back. They fast-tracked him through syndesmosis last year. 2025, he played every single game and played a great game in the ruck.
And he was the ruckman in the team of the year for a reason. He's dominating ruckman.
Number 14, Charlie Thompson.
What a recruit, Chuck Thompson. He'll win the Morris medal next year.
Second years. He had 22 today too. Very good.
Yep. He just gets his business done, doesn't he? He doesn't, no flash about him, no flair, just gets it done. And was our MVP of the year too for our Ultimate Fast.
Number 15, Lockie McCartney.
Good story.
Best story of the day, I reckon. Missed out last year tragically with an injury, and gets another crack at it and got brought back in, and did a job too. Played on Melville for most of the day as that defensive forward.
Yep.
Number 16, Kieran Parnell.
Second half was unbelievable. I thought Kieran Parnell really stepped up. He showed his pace and his skill level, and made some really big one-on-ones.
One of the best 11 disposal games in a grand final.
Number 18, Justin Lewis.
The man who sucks helium balloons after the grand final victories, Juzzy Lewis.
What do you think some people say about your voice, Dan?
I don't know. I reckon you're pretty helium-y, though.
Sometimes.
He was in that grab at the start.
I was then.
Number 22,
Doing it for
Samuel
a reason, Dan.
No.
Sam Catapan. What a recruit from the Wangaratta Rovers. He's been the most under-heralded on-baller. Certainly would have featured in the Did Simpson votes today.
I loved watching him play football. He
Number
plays it the
27,
right way.
Jace McQuaid.
Stopped Lee Williams last year and did a very good job on Xavier Lavey today. At the end of the day, didn't kick a goal, Xavier.
Kept him goalless.
I'd like to know why he was cramping so early.
Xavier or Jace?
No, Jace.
Not enough fluids, generally.
That's what I
Case.
think it is.
Number
because he
29,
wasn't hot today.
Charles Ledger.
What a role player Charles Ledger is. Now he's a dual premiership player, Monty. Once again, just gets it done time after time.
Yeah, he's just gotten better and better and grown, and he's played that second key position role this year.
Number
It's fantastic.
32, Noah Schulte.
He is going to have a very, very long storied career in the Ovens and Murray, Charles Ledger, and very rarely gets beaten. We don't talk about him enough being a very good shutdown defender.
Here's the rising star, Noah Schulte from the Wangaratta Rovers. Muzz has done a great
Number
job.
36,
Yeah,
Alex
absolutely.
McCarthy.
He's one that's gotten better all year, and as you said, one of the rising star for a reason. And here's our man, the Rooster. He just gets it done. Obviously got injured towards the back end. I don't think that cork will be painful after about 15 beers that he'll have by 9 o'clock.
Hate to see what he's like tomorrow.
Not walking well.
Number 38, Jez Rigoni.
What an elite sportsman, Jez Rigoni. 4 games with the Bush Rangers, 11 VFL games with Sandringham, 10 with the Rovers, and a premiership player. What a season.
Yeah, how good is that? That's what you want to see from the young guns.
Number
and they get it
48,
for a reason.
Joel Smith.
Every single game this year for Joel Smith in 2025, and once again an unheralded star of this Rovers back six.
Yeah, and he's another guy that missed out last year, was an emergency.
Now to the
This
co-captains,
day
number
last
5,
year.
Tom
Kevin
Boyd.
Martin's fantastic for him.
Tommy Boyd's kicked a really important goal today to ice the game for the Rovers.
And number 9, Xavier Allison.
Well, can't say much about his game, can we? He missed out a fair bit, so I think it was off in the first 5 minutes and gone for the day. So, but we know how important he's been throughout the year. He's just a guy that stands up, and he was coaching from the sideline and was really good.
Now let's welcome the coach, number 13, Samuel Murray.
Muzz, dual premiership coach, must watch a lot of vision.
He does. Said that. One of the best watchers in Ovens and Murray is our man. That's why he's a great coach, isn't he, Monty?
Absolutely, and I think he does actually watch a lot of vision.
He does. He does.
He's fantastic, and he's just got a different mind and thinks of it differently, but geez, he gets the best out of his playing group.
He's also a modern coach, understands his players, understands the game. He's a good watcher of the competition, so he knows what levers
Cole
teams
Raven
pull.
and Josh Nace also join us with the team. Thank you.
That's all right, mate. Yeah, I don't mind that. Obviously, Kyle Raven and Josh Nace have done a big job there.
I wouldn't be able to do what I
do.
Travelling from Melbourne if it wasn't for these two. They're as much in part of it as anybody else. So another round of applause for Kyle and Josh. We love them. Thank you.
You dropped the magic last year, Muzz, so just be careful.
Firstly, to the Maggies, you guys are, it's always a tough game. It's never easy. I respect you guys a lot. You play a hard contested brand, and I thought you showed that today. Jace, you've done an amazing job this year, and looking forward to going into many more battles. To Ovens and Murray, it's a great day. I think we all look forward to this. I don't think anyone does anything like it. The weather stayed away for us, which is good. And to our fans, we do this for you every time we play. We get the privilege of wearing the jumper. We get the privilege of playing, but every time we go out there, we represent you, and we absolutely love you, so thank you so much. And lastly, to these boys to my left, I couldn't ask for a better bunch of blokes to coach. You test me in many different ways, but I care about yous a lot. I love yous, and yous deserve it, so well done.
Class act, Sam Murray.
Thanks. We're going to invite the president of the SS&A Club, what great supporters of local footy they are, Mr. Eddie Dunlop, to make the presentation of the 2025 SS&A Premiership Cup to the champions.
The Rovers, back-to-back consecutive crowns and premiers of the Ovens and Murray for 2025, the Wangaratta Rovers. 9-7-61 to 6-10-46. The Rovers go back-to-back, and we'll take a break here on O&M Live. On the other side of the break, we're going to take you into the inner sanctum and soak up what has been an emphatic day for the brown and gold. The Rovers premiers in 2025 on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
This goes out to all the runners, the racers, the chasers, out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Running too late. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
My family always comes first. We go on adventures, offer guidance and cherish every moment together. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they put family first too. They provide care and compassion where it matters most. And with a fixed price funeral plan, you can be assured your family won't be burdened by the cost of your funeral. Tobin Brothers Funerals, a trusted name since 1934, supporting local families just like yours in Albury, Wodonga and Corowa, Rutherglen. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
A spectacular venue for any occasion. Wodonga